thinnest amount of foam that we hollowed out with like a grinder.
You took foam out.
Took the foam
save
out.
weight.
Yeah,
Literally.
we took
We was on a
anything,
budget.
anything that they like.
Most
What was
of
it?
these-
What was it you said when you bought the 69? What was it you said? What was it?
It
you
wasn't
said?
well. When I bought the Escort, I said I want a cheap car for summer.
Right. It's a cheap car. It's going to be a quick
And
build.
I'm not going to do what I normally do.
Not going
and
to go mental.
Yeah.
Just going to make it look like one. I'm going to keep the engine that's in it.
I just want it to look like a 69, and I'm just going to plod it to and from work.
Yeah, I'm not going to get an interior. I'll just nothing.
a couple of spoilers,
just
wheels.
just spoiler, sticker set, wheels.
And I
suspension.
believed it.
And you
I
did
believed
believe
it. I genuinely,
You honestly
for the first time in my
believed
life,
it,
I believed my own bullshit.
I believe my own bullshit.
I convinced myself, honestly, genuinely, hand on heart, I convinced myself. I was
Nothing-
convincing him, and he's like, "You're full of shit." And I'm like, "No,
Nothing you do
definitely
is
not
small,
doing
is
it."
it?
Right, so we jump back into it, yeah? Do you remember where we were? We're talking about
Yeah, Lotus Elise.
Lotus Elise.
Right, so
These are just cars we've got, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're,
So
we're
I
still on
bought the
question
shell.
one, aren't we?
There we are. Yeah.
So I bought a rolling shell off eBay.
Yeah.
I bought some Exige panels because I sold the green Exige. So I want to build a really handy track car. So the plan is TTRS engine. I haven't decided whether I'm going to go.
TTRS engine.
Yeah.
Wow.
You've done that already, though, haven't you?
No.
What
not
was
yet.
the one you did in the VX 220?
And let me say this one
Oh,
first
okay.
because I get sidetracked well easy. So I want it either manual or paddle shift. I haven't decided yet. Depends what the donor car is. Depends on what I'm doing with money because project cars spiral out of control. It's cheaper to buy a Porsche and just put some panels on it than it is to build like the V10 M3.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is that because it's hard finding the parts, or?
it depends. It depends what you're buying at what time. So if you're buying them at the right time, your donor cars are cheap, and then
Yeah.
or if you're buying them later on in life, like what I've started doing now, like Escorts and 69 interiors are just through the roof.
I'm
Yeah.
cracking up inside. Honestly, like,
Lotus
what was
Elise
it? What was it you said when you bought the 69? What was it you
one-
said? What was it?
It
you
wasn't
said?
well. When I bought the Escort, I said I want a cheap car for summer,
Right. It's a cheap car. It's going to be a quick
and
build.
I'm not going to do what I normally do.
Not going
and
to go mental.
Yeah.
Just going to make it look like one. I'm going to keep the engine that's in it. And the next thing I know, phone call. I've just ordered an ECU and an engine and this and now it's. I've just paid that for a spoiler. I've just that for an interior.
I only live
It
on
never-
Milton Keynes, so I was only going to use it drive to and from work. That's it. And I was like, in my head, I'm like convincing myself I'm going to have this 1.3 or whatever it was.
Yeah, you sort of can't. do it, can
CVH.
you?
I'm like, I'm not going to do an engine swap. I'm not even going to put a CVH turbo in it. Nothing. I just want it to look like a 69, and I'm just going to plod it to and from work.
Yeah, I'm
drive
not
it
going to
from-
get an interior. Just
just
nothing.
a couple of spoilers,
just
wheels.
spoiler, sticker set, wheels.
And I
suspension.
believed it.
And you
I
did
believed
believe
it. I genuinely,
You
for the first
honestly
time in my
believed
life,
it.
I believed my own bullshit.
I remember
And
talking
I was
to
like,
on the
that's
phone.
going to be great.
I believe my own bullshit.
I convinced myself, honestly, genuinely, hand on heart, I convinced myself. I
Nothing-
was convincing him, and he's like, you're full of shit. And I'm like, no.
Nothing you do
definitely
is
not
small,
doing
is it? If you do something, it will always be.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Like,
So-
you'll have a, and I'm sort of similar, but not as mad as you, because I will look at an interior even if I need it, and if it's unless like the Escort, which is a project which you know is a big thing, whereas this is a daily driver for you.
Yeah.
This isn't your big project. You've got a
Yeah,
Cosy
you've already
sitting
got the
there,
projects, yeah.
and then you're like, oh, it's just going to be and then all of a sudden the Cosy's
Yeah.
parts, and then this is a full blown.
I get bored. That's the problem.
I think we all had ADHD.
I think I've got a bit of tism. My wife says it. I've got the tism.
Yeah.
My
don't worry.
brother definitely tells me I've got the tism.
Yeah, definitely.
My wife tells me I've got something. And
Yeah.
they steal autism or
So
a
they'll take
photo
the
or
piss out of me
something.
for it. Because once I get involved in it, that's it. I'm deep into it.
Yeah.
So the Escort was meant to be like a cheap little project just to look like a 69. I drove it once and I was like, fuck no. Like, it drives like arse. It is shit. Like, it is so painfully slow. I forgot how bad they were. Because obviously you've moved with the times and so the
Yeah.
cars. And you forget how crap things were back in the day that we thought was good.
Yeah.
I remember driving my XR2 Mark II and thinking how fast it was. And yet I've got something now that's like not too dissimilar in power. And I'm thinking, this is horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely shocking.
And
So,
it always goes, doesn't it? It always just spans that extra mile. Like the car you're building now, which was going to be a daily driver, is a car that there is definitely someone out there that's going, I would give my left nut for that.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It just, we can't rein it in.
But then I've got the issue of like, if I'm looking for a part, I want the best possible condition part I can get my hands on. Hence why I paid more for an interior than I did my 69 when I had a
Yeah.
69 back in the day. So
But that's what Lee last week was saying.
It was,
He had
yeah.
a Cavalier GSI,
yeah,
which I even looked afterwards. I don't think there's one for sale in the country at the minute. There generally is. And I searched for 3 hours that Sunday night.
yeah,
But he said he'd go to a car show and he would have people follow him about. Oh, I'll give you 20 grand, I'll give you 30
Yeah.
grand. You can almost guarantee that a car that you're building in that condition will be right for somebody else out there. And you will
yeah.
probably get an obscene offer for it.
I had the Astra GSI, didn't I?
yeah.
I bought that, the blue one.
I love that.
Yeah.
That
Car.
out of all the
Seven-
pictures
yeah,
you sent
Love
me
it.
earlier, I
There was
like, I love
There
that.
was a point I was sort of much like you are all the time. But there was a point I was at my workshop and I had the Astra GSI, the Mark III Fiesta with the racy engine in, the Mark 1 Escort, a Mark 1 Golf GTI with a 20 valve turbo engine in it, and I had customers bringing cars right, and I was trying to move them around on my own, and one wouldn't start because it had been left or something, and I knocked the Astra into the Golf, and I just lost it. I went, I'm selling them, selling them, I'm getting rid of them, selling them. So then our friend's son Ryan, young lad, was like, oh God, I love that car, I love it, I'd love to buy it, I want to buy
He
it.
worked with me, didn't he?
Work with you, sound lad. His dad's sound as well, and his dad phoned said he really wants that car, Leon, he really wants it. I went, you know, it's an Astra GSI, mate, and I'm not one of these people that wants to make loads of money out of people. I bought that car, I stole that car, I got that car for $1,000.
Did you?
Got it for $1,000. It was parked up, flat tyres, been sat for ages.
Did
Bloke
look
didn't-
scabby as
Did
when
look
you got
scabby.
it.
I got it, pumped the tyre up, bought it, yeah, I'll have it, because I hadn't seen one in ages. I was like, and it had the immersion kit on it, the
Yeah.
proper,
Yeah, the Ocean kit.
but
yeah.
not the arches, because they look crap, but all the rest of it. And I bought it, I did some work on it, spent some money on it. Yeah, it owed me what it owed me, and I said, look, all right, you can have it, you can have $3,000.
Which I think was a really good price.
And then he went, oh, I haven't got $3,000. Can I pay you monthly? I went, what? And he went, I'll give you £500 a month. I went, oh. And I trusted his dad, and
Yeah.
his, you know, as well. I went, do you know what? Have it, take it. And he had that car and loved it. And he bought the wheels off your
bought the
rally.
comps, yeah.
Put them on it. And then he messaged me a couple of years later. He said, oh, I'm thinking of selling it. I was like, all right, okay, so I know you liked it. Do you want to buy it back? I went, yeah, I'll be interested in buying it back, actually. I regretted selling that car. I was like, right, yeah, cool, yeah, no, I'll have that, mate. And then in my head, I'm thinking, $3,000. And he went, I went, what do you want for it? And he went, $8,000. I went, you can go, you cheeky little shit. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll give you a tenner a month. You little bastard. And I went, do you know what? No, just, it's probably worth that, sell it. But then he posted a picture of it the other day and he goes, oh, I really regret selling that car. I went, yeah, I think we all said that.
Yeah.
Because I regretted selling it.
He sold,
Yeah.
he sold the Astra to buy that Impreza off me, that blue one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, but them cars like Astra GSIs, XR2s, XR2Is, they're all the cars I saw growing up. And they're all the cars that I'm excited about. I see a Lamborghini. Who was it? It was on the other week? Owen?
Yeah, Tristan Owen.
Tristan Owen.
Yeah, I know them. He's MR2.
They live in right by you, don't they?
Yeah.
I drove past it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
Or did I bike past it?
I did a
I
load.
drove past it because
Keep
it's
that
a
quiet.
car
Leave
thing.
that out.
I did a bit of work on that for him originally, that MR2.
Did
I
you?
put all the seats in it and tried to get it running, and it was just like, oh god, like
Right.
one of them. But like where he's saying, I was to buy a McLaren.
Yes.
Like in my head, I'm like, I'd rather buy a house.
This is it.
I'd
innit?
rather
Yeah.
put that money into a house. I'd rather have a $3,000-4,000 XR2 or whatever, because to me, it's more interesting looking at a Mark 1 Astra GTE.
Yeah.
Who is it? It was Simon, your
Yeah.
family friend, had one when we were kids. I'll never leave me. It'll never leave me being in the back seat of that car. Me, him in the front. Is
Yeah, but
mum's
we're
making
that sort of
bombing up
Yeah.
the
aren't we?
bombing
You
up the
and-
motorway when there was no speed cameras, no nothing. Coming back from Essex at like 110,
Yeah.
sunny day,
Yeah.
windows open. I don't even
We-
know, jungle music or something.
We've discussed
They'll
this
never leave
quite
me.
a lot, that my taste in cars has changed. Like when I worked at Lister, I worked for a lot of supercar, hypercar companies, so I was surrounded by it, and
Yeah.
all I wanted was like a Merc SLR and
Yeah.
all that. But now I've got a bit older. I was driving to work the other day, and I saw a young-ish lad in a 205 GTI.
Yeah.
But to look at a 205 GTI in traffic, and
It's
yeah,
beautiful.
I drive an SUV.
How
Yeah.
small?
it was tiny, but everything else just looked the same. And this stood out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Despite it being really, really little, it had a beautiful set of aftermarket speed lines on it.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they are, but it just stood out so much.
So my 3 doors parked at work. One of my MET lads, he drives a Mark 6 Fiesta, parked next to it. They're almost the same size.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like, and I remember having working on 3 doors back in the day, thinking how big they were.
Yeah.
And I was driving like my Rally and stuff, and I used to think, God, these are so big. Now they're so small.
I just looked at that 205 and I was just grinning, but I was like, the A, B, and C pillars are literally
like that.
like that. They're tiny. The rear window on a 205 is fucking enormous in comparison to what they are now. And I was just like, that appeals to me so much more than.
I think they just maybe not for like young kids now. Like our kids probably wouldn't appreciate it, but when you see something from your era, that is your era. Like there's never going to be I don't know what's the film where the program where they're detectives and they screech around the corner in the Capri and whatever. They're never going to do that in a Tesla, are they? Never going to happen. So, I mean, jump out, roll across the bonnet. It's never going to happen. It's just
You've got
a bit
to
more
look at the
glamorous.
cost of a hot hatch now
compared
to what a hot hatch cost us. So when I don't know, you got like a AMG Merc, that's a hot hatch.
Yeah.
How much are they new?
Yeah.
Was it an A35? There was some of them. You were looking at 70, 80 grand for a hot hatch.
What 20-year-old was buying them?
Yeah.
None.
No,
Well, you look at what we were like when we were 20.
Look
what
at
we were
Saxos.
like,
Saxos, you got
Yeah.
years free insurance.
Yeah.
Everyone had a Saxo.
Yeah.
The
For that
market was
reason.
flooded with them.
Yeah.
They were given a year's free. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everyone was selling them after a year because no one could insure them.
Yeah.
But
But when you could do it monthly for 190, 200 quid and not have to worry about insurance.
It's a great idea, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Great
you go
idea.
back to like.
You're smashing up the shop.
Sorry, mate. You go back
Yeah, we'll do this
to
too much.
It's not tough in an
20,
afternoon.
20 years ago, and RS 500 was anywhere from sort of 6 grand to 15 for pristine. Now they're all over 100 grand.
Yeah.
£3,000 was
SAFs
the
were
cheapest.
1,500 quid. My mates were buying them just for the engine and gearboxes for Mark 1 2 Escorts. That's a SAF. Now they're like 25 grand.
Yeah.
So like our kids now won't ever have that nostalgia of the hot hatches that are available to
Absolutely
them now.
not. No.
Well, I had a Honda Civic Coupe, like the Fast and Furious one, when that film first came out. I was like,
He was on it straight away.
I've got to have one. I sold the Fiesta.
Fiesta,
We've got
yeah.
to tell a story about the Fiesta. Anyway, sold the Fiesta, got that, and I had to have it. But at the time, I remember I had about £3,000 to buy one. I got offered a 3-door Cosy Moonstone Blue, and I was like,
Fast and Furious was in the head though.
and I
Those
bought
gear
a
changes.
Honda Civic Coupe. I could have bought a 3-door Cosy.
Wow.
Like, not a 500 or anything, but a 3-door Moonstone Blue, 3-door Cosy, and I could have bought that.
When me and Jason
But it was
worked-
like, they were £3,000. You could buy them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and people had them. No one had it. So that was in my head. I was like, no, I'm going that way. And I like that Honda Civic Coupe, but hindsight is a thing.
Yeah.
Wonderful, isn't it?
We all got regrets on cars, and we really.
Massive.
Oh, if you haven't, then you're not in the
yeah,
game,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Jason J, when me and him worked together in Luton tuning cars up, we had a customer come in, he had a fault on the crank, the pulley had come loose and chatted the keyway. I think Jason bought the car for like £1,000 off him. We timed it all up, chemical metaled that keyway in, bolted the bolt up tight, good as gold.
What car
Cheap
was that?
Cosy, white SAF.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's just
You
mental.
just don't get deals like that
No.
anymore. They just don't happen.
And if they do, you shouldn't be buying them.
Right, should we jump into some questions?
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Have you finished your car history?
No,
No,
but
wait,
it's
no,
too
wait.
long, we ain't got long.
We might need to go part 2. 3, 4,
You would
5,
need to
6,
change
7.
this to the Leon and Richy car podcast because it
Yeah.
would just go on forever.
All right,
Honestly.
we'll ask you some questions and we'll maybe jump back to it. So, do you remember your first cars?
Yes,
Go on, you go first, Richie.
850 Mini Brown, dog shit brown.
Was it?
Yeah, bought it on
I
Heath-
think
bought
I
it on
remember.
Healands.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awful.
Do you remember the reg?
No, I don't remember Reg's.
We have some people on here that are like Rain Man. And
No,
Yeah,
I've had
I
too many
remember
cars.
mine.
I used to when I first started buying cars, and then they changed so quick. I just couldn't
Yeah.
bother to
Well,
remember them.
judging by how many cars you used to own.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
1000cc Mini
Off
automatic.
me.
Was it?
Off
Yeah,
you.
he bought it off me.
Oh, right.
15 quid actually I paid for
I
it.
think so. Yeah.
15.
£15 for a minute. What would that be worth now if you used to? If you
Oh,
get
even
it?
in a wreck state, It's a couple of grand, isn't it?
Yeah.
now?
Can't be, yeah. Couple of grand. Mark 1 Mini. Well, it weren't like the early ones.
So where we lived, I lived in Healings at the top of the hill. Summergill, I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah, I think my sister lived next to you. Or did she move into your house?
No.
Don't know.
She might have moved in there when you moved out, I think, maybe.
Okay. Did you
8
say when you moved
Summergill
out?
Court.
Yeah, I'm sure she
on
did.
the, you're
yeah.
on the end, weren't you?
Yeah.
So a couple streets down, there was this little brown Mini in bits. So I chapped the door as you do. Sorry, mate, can I buy your car? I think I paid like 25 quid for it. Me and him pushed it. Do you realise how hard? I think we were 11, 12.
Yeah.
We were like yay big.
We got pulled,
pushing,
didn't we?
We did. So we're pushing it up the hill, which is like 2 streets away from my house, and old Bill come up and blue lights, and I'm like, fucking hell.
You
They're
got
like,
pulled over before you...
yeah.
They couldn't
I
do it.
couldn't even drive back then,
Yeah,
which
they
didn't
don't-
take me long
they
because
didn't say
they were
or
like,
anything,
what were
did
you
they?
doing? And I was like, I've just bought this, I'm going to do it up. And they're like, do you know what you're doing? I was like, I bought a Haynes manual with it. The guy gave it to me, this old fella. He's like, yeah, son, you might need that. I was so grateful for it. And they were like, where you going? I said, just up this street here. And they were like, can you push it? And I was like, yeah. And like, we were blown out of our
Yeah,
arse,
like
weren't
that.
we?
Well, he said, "Oh, don't drive it," and we looked at each other like,
That was an
"That
option.
ain't gonna, that ain't gonna start.
No.
There's no way I'm going to be there. That was
I
going to
spent
start."
the weekend putting it back together.
Mm.
By the Sunday evening, early evening, I was at the Pavilion car park teaching myself how to
Yeah,
drive.
yeah, classic.
Didn't Simon drive it down the road and the boot fall off?
Yes.
Why do I remember that?
Yes, it did.
The
Yeah,
boot
never
fell off
bumped
and
it
went skidding down
Was
the
that
road.
Simon round?
No,
No,
friend of
Simon.
mine.
Oh, right.
I can't remember. Yeah, drove it down the road and the boot
Yeah.
fell off. Yeah. I remember that. It popped
One of my
into-
mates reminded me the other day when I used to have my Beetle, the Purple Haze. He was like, do you remember when we used to drive around roundabouts and the doors used to open? I'm like, no. And then he was like, yeah. And then I was like, you know, when the penny drops, I was like, fucking hell, I do remember. Good job it had those stupid harness seats in
Yeah.
it. Because they'd always, it used to take you like 20 minutes to get in the fucking thing. and
It's a
then
great
strap
idea,
yourself
isn't it? When you're like, oh, I've got harnesses.
Yeah.
Practicality, shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Gotta
rigged
lean
me for
forward.
that when I did
I
that
know.
with my 106.
I've
Yeah.
done it as well. I've been there as well, so I'm not going to just like,
Yeah.
I've done it as well.
But they'd all be strapped in, and we'd go around the roundabout, and all of a sudden the door would swing open, and
Couldn't-
on the
you couldn't
Beetle
get
they
it.
would open
Yeah.
right
I had-
out as well,
I
and they'd
had
just be like staring at the floor.
I had a Corsair, Ford Corsair. Did you see that?
No.
V4 Corsair. Really nice little old car, like proper period, and the rear doors used to open on that, but no rear seat belts. And my son was in the back, and I went round the corner, and the door popped open, and he slid, and he's like laughing. It's like, Dad, the door! And he's trying to get the door. I mean, he was about 11, 12, so he went.
He would have been
He
alright.
could fend for himself.
Yeah.
Kids bounce at that
We've
age.
all been
Yeah.
there.
The crap we got up to at that age. So, but yeah, I remember doors popping open on cars. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No. Where did love of cars come from for both of you?
Well, it started with tinkering with like radio control cars. I reckon.
No, my dad had a couple of sort of nice cars when I was young, like a Mark III XR3i. I used to think he was cool as driving
Yeah.
that car around,
Mm.
and I begged and begged and begged for him to give that car to me when he was like done with it, and he never did.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Even-
I was
even-
promised one as well.
Yeah, he even says he brought it up the other day. Actually, funny enough, because obviously he sees me working on my Escort now, and he said, I said to him, "You should have given me your car," and he was like, "Son, it was rotten, blah blah blah." I'm
They're
like,
all
have you
rotten.
seen like what I do? Like, well, car, yeah, but yeah.
I don't know. The love of my cars come from me. I mean, yeah, obviously
With me,
us
I guess.
hanging
Yeah.
around with you. It was always car related. It was BMXs,
Cars.
cars.
It like back in the day in Healands, loads of even the lads a couple of years older than us as well. They all drove around in cool cars, didn't
Yeah.
they? There
Well,
was always an
that-
XR3i.
so-
I remember your brother having a cool Granada, black,
black
slammed.
one.
Yeah, I
that's
like
come
that.
up. Yeah.
So after I sold the Mark 1 Escort, the silver one, I was looking for another car that not a lot of people have got, and I really like the Mark 1 Cortina
Yeah.
because that's, you know, round rear lights, just looks cool. But then there's so many of them,
Yeah.
loads of people have got them. And then I come across the Mark 2.
The 1600E did you get?
Well, mine's a 1300
Oh,
deluxe,
okay.
but it's a 2-door.
Oh, right.
And I saw that and thought, and I remember your brother had one,
Yeah.
and I
And
remember
my old
that.
man had a couple
Yeah.
of
As
those,
a kid, I remember seeing it as a kid,
Mm.
like by the shops or whatever, thinking, and just hearing it go past. And I think it was it oxide,
Oxide red,
red?
yeah.
And just thinking,
We painted that in Bradwell Village. You know, as if you're coming from up the hill towards the school.
Yep.
There's some garages behind the houses.
Oh, no,
Me and my
yeah.
old man painted up there.
but that was, I saw that, and then I thought, right, that's what I want as my next big project.
Yeah.
So that's where I've got the 2-door Cortina.
I've seen pictures of that.
Yeah, so that's
That was rotten, wasn't it?
was about to snap in half. It was literally about to snap in half, but it was sort of complete. I hate buying a car as like a shell because then you've got to find all the bits and figure it all out. So it was sort of all together.
Just had a lot of holes in it.
Well,
Just
it weren't that. It was across the seals and across the front floor and chassis rails. So yeah, it was about to break off. But
It's a Flintstone car.
it weren't really rot. The floor was all there, but it had just rotted across.
Yeah.
And in my head, and it's what I've done. So it's a Sierra floor pan.
Oh, right.
So it's a Sierra back end with M5 coilovers on it. So it hasn't got leaf springs anymore.
Yeah.
And it is 8 inches. The body is 8 inches lower. The wheels are up into the arch.
Right.
It sits on the deck. The front end's all touring car, rose jointed,
Nice.
independent. I made front suspension arms with coilovers.
We,
So
have,
that
to, we have
thing-
to pop down.
You'll have to come and have a
see
look at
yeah.
it. It's sat. It's been shelved, so it's in another garage, and it's sat. And I keep going right. I'm definitely gonna do it. But that car is my neck. Is
Yeah.
my.
So
big,
would you
big,
say my
big-
brother was the one that got you into cars then?
I would say your brother is. I remember it was a car. I remember. Always
Yeah.
remember. And I remember someone else. Is it Ian? No, not it. Was it Ian's brother? Had a mint green. It was either an Orion or a Mark III, but it was peppermint green.
Oh, Ryan.
Was it an Orion? Peppermint green Orion
Yeah.
with Mondeo wheels on it. And I think he used to hang around with someone in my street because he would pull in it, and I'd just be sitting there like 5 or 6 like that, looking at that car going,
Yeah.
yeah, not long till I can drive. And then, yeah. But, yeah, first car I ever owned, back to that, was a Mini. First car I ever had on the road was Talbot Sunbeam.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
Yeah,
You
well,
sent me a picture of that, did you?
no.
No.
No, a yellow Talbot Sunbeam with a brown vinyl roof. Now, bear in mind, I had a white XR2 that I had from about 15,
Bought off me.
bought off you, 150 quid or 200
Yep.
quid.
Prices are increasing.
You
Then.
know, but I think the point of this, it sounds stupid, like us having cars, but we would take them cars apart and put them
Yeah.
back together.
Yeah.
We would take
So you learn, innit?
take
Yeah.
the rocker
You've
cover
got
off
to
and
bear in
paint it.
mind.
And we did all that, and that got us on the path of right. We're actually pretty good at this. And I had that. Then I had an Imperial Blue XR2 with matching body kit and RS200
Nice.
RS2000 wheels on it, and that was going to be my first car. And I passed my test, and that's right. Here we go. Insurance. Now I know kids are going to cry about this because they moan about insurance, but when I was told £1,000 for insurance, I was like, no way, can't afford it. So me stepdad at the time was like, I've bought your car, don't worry about it, we'll pick up after work. Passed my test, like, yeah, get in a car. What is it? Oh, don't worry about it, it's just a car. Car's a car. And it was a yellow Talbot Sunbeam. Now, in hindsight,
Now-
I hated that car. How much are they
Yeah,
worth?
but also when he pulled up at my house, I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And he was like,
in
"Oh, I
between,
couldn't."
wasn't
He's like, "I couldn't insure the blah blah blah. The XR2 is too much money." So like, Tony got me this, and I was like, "All right." I was like, "What engine's it got?" And he told me, he's like, "It's also real." I was like, "Is this real drive?" He's like, "Yes, real drive." I was like, "Let's go."
But
and that was
Talbot
it.
Sunbeam was a Lotus Sunbeam,
Yeah.
which now the price of them cars.
Astronomical.
And we just learned how to
Kicked
drive
the shit
rear
out
wheel
of it.
drive cars.
It got hammered.
And then I think the clutch went, and I parked it up, and then at work, and then they filled it full of scrap, and it got scrapped, and I wasn't bothered. But now, trying to find one,
Yeah.
and like a Sunbeam,
Some of the
people-
near-death experiences we had in that rear-wheel drive,
We've had
100
near-
horsepower on it.
every car we've had is a
So yeah, it's mental.
So, but yeah, then that was my first car on the road, was a Sunbeam. What was yours? Was it a Cavalier?
Yeah, I knew
You thought I was going to forget this.
So I had a Golf GTI in bits. I'd just done a 16-valve engine swap into it. I bought Carnicer's old demo car. So it started as a 1.3 Golf match with TSW Hockenheims on it,
Right.
DTM exhaust, blue rear lights, obviously all the stuff they sold from the shop. So I remember driving it back, and the dash didn't move, the speedo was dead straight, and I'm thinking, hang on, my Series 1, and like the speedo does that, the dash vibrates more, and I was like, I get it now. All my mates were a little bit older than me, driving Golfs and stuff, and used to take the piss because I was into my Fords. And I thought, the pennies dropped. I thought, I get it now. The build quality is so much better. So
Yeah.
I picked up, we had an MOT failure. Golf Mark II 8-valve digifan failed on a rear light and a seized rear handbrake caliper, 4-door red, pale paint as you like, never seen a polish ever. I think the doctor just done it on his rounds. This is when doctors used to come out to your house,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, I don't want to repair it," and I was like, "I'll buy it off you," and he was like, "Cover the cost of the MOT, it's yours." Golf GTI for like £25.
Wow.
So that, I lived in Connemara at the time, so that weekend, 2 engines out, swapping them across. Had it running that weekend, out driving it around, loved it. Then probably a couple months later, I got offered a 16 valve that had been hard rear-ended. So I was like, oh, I want a 16 valve, it's better. Passed my test, and then, needed a car. Bought a Cavalier Mark III off a car trader that I used to work with. I said, you got any really cheap? It needs to have MOT and tax when you could have tax on a car. So I need it MOT and taxed. Cheapest thing you got just to drive to and from work. And he's like, oh, Rich, I don't really want to sell you it. I was like, what is it? He goes, got a Cavalier Mark III 1600. I was like, that would do. He goes, it's bad. I thought, it can't be that bad. I said, how much you want for it? He's like, 150 quid. I was like, I'll have it. Yeah, he weren't lying. So luckily I parked it at my house. Now I smoked back then. This guy, whoever owned the car, never ever emptied the ash out of the car. He used to just flick it on the seats, on the floor. The passenger footwell was like that, with cigarette ash and butts. It was horrific. Like, you couldn't breathe in the car. I stupidly turned the fan on for a second and then couldn't see fag ash in my eyes. It was horrific. My little brother was staying with me at the time, and he hoovered it out for me. He reckons it took him all day, and he'd done 3 Henry Hoover bags full. And it's still, you could tap the floor and you just see fag ash just come up and then settle back down.
It was bad, that car.
Kept that on the road for a couple of months, then got the Golf finish, and then that was it.
Nice.
Sold that on.
Is there one car out of your many hundreds that you've had that, like, you wish you still had?
Estral Blue M3.
Cool.
Probably, yeah. I love that car.
Oh, you're going to punch me for this. You'll punch me for this. I should say the Skyline or the MK1 Escort, but I think the car that really I loved the most was that Fiesta we built.
Yeah, Mark III.
We had a Mark III Fiesta. That's the one I showed you. The only picture I've got was one that was on an old toolbox. It was a Mark III Fiesta, and I swapped it for a Polo GT with Sean McCurlane.
No, it was that lad that lived
Brian, Sean McCurlane.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
I know, you
it was Sean McCurlane. Yeah, I swapped it. I had a Polo GT, and this car we lived together, worked together. We were like a couple. We worked day and night. We worked at the garage. We worked at Q Bar up the city, and we had one car between us. One car between us, and it would never start. We lived in 2 Mile Ash. We'd push it out down the hill. Sometimes it would roll down the hill and start. This is back in the day when you could get away with it and you couldn't. It didn't have tax, it didn't have insurance, it didn't have MOT on this car. We were just trying to pay bills, trying to get to and from work and whatever. Anyway, so I ended up swapping this car for a Fiesta, and it was a 1 litre Fiesta. I think it was running on 3 cylinders, wasn't it? But you got in it and it would start, and we could drive it, and we could insure it,
and that was the plan, wasn't it?
We could tax it, and we were all legal, and like, right, okay, we've got a driving car. And we're driving, like, actually, it's quite a nice car.
It was immaculate.
It looked underneath, never been welded, absolutely, because it was a 1 litre pop. It wasn't an XR2i or anything. And I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to put some wheels on it. So I put some wheels on it. I'm going to lower it, and then a RS 1800 interior come, the big wing backs. Yeah, I'm going to put them in it. And then I was like, I'm going to get it painted. So I stripped it down to a shell. I worked at Foreman Auto Centres in Newport Pagnell at the time, and the bloke who was painting it was on Taylor's Yard, like the other side of Newport. And someone was meant to pick the car up on a recovery truck, but it had nothing in it, just an engine, a steering wheel, and a seat. And I was like, I need to get the car to him, and it was a Sunday, I think. And remember it used to be quiet on the roads on a Sunday. I was like, fuck it. So I put a pair of grinding glasses on.
And he did as well.
And I went through Newport Pagnell out of near Aston Martin, past Aston Martin, in this Fiesta with nothing, just doors, no glass, no rubbers, no nothing. I went, fucking hell, that goes well. And that was when the light bulb went off, and I was like,
I love how this car sort of progressed.
Wait.
Yeah.
If I make this car lighter, it'd be quicker, because it was slow. And at the time, I mean, bear in mind, we were working to pay bills and everything, whereas mates that lived at home had pro driving Pretzers and all these Fiesta Turbos and all these cars, because they could afford to, because they didn't have council
bills,
tax and bills and water.
Reality of being
so I was like, wait, I'll make it lighter. So I had it painted. So I had it painted in the original colour, which was sort of like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Light blue. And then had the bad boy bonnet done. Set of wheels. And that was what it was. And it drove around, and it
but you stripped all the sound deadening out of it. So, like, you get the sound deadening pads on the panels. Yeah. They all come out.
Everything. We put this car on a diet. The rear seat.
We tried to keep it looking as, like, factory-ish as possible.
Look like a standard car. The rear seat looked like it was there, but really, when
there was nothing.
It was the thinnest amount of foam that we hollowed out with like a grinder.
He took foam out.
Took the
to
foam
save
out.
weight.
Yeah, literally.
We took
We was on a
anything,
budget,
anything that didn't need to be there.
whether
Wasn't
safety related or not. Like it got a
Wasn't
diet.
there. Rear seat belts all went because no one could get in the back seats anyway because you couldn't sit in there. It just everything went. All the scraped off all the under seal off the car and made that car lighter. And it was like, do you know what? For a 1 litre,
It was nippy.
I could sort of tangle with XR2s,
Really?
right? But they were 100 brake, 90 brake.
Yeah.
What was this? 60 or
60
70, but a
something, yeah.
lot lighter.
Yeah.
And then I bought a Series 1 RS Turbo that was painted in black. It was a Diana rep. And it was a 1.3. And I bought that. I was driving around in that. And it looked cool, but I was like, nah. And we couldn't afford to do
No.
things like this. And a kid said to me, he comes and said, oh yeah. You didn't even drive it. But he's like, I've got an XR2. Do you want to swap it? I was like, not really. And he went, but it's got a funky engine in it.
So I think from research back in the day, it had a Vulcan race engine in it. So
Oh, I do remember. Yeah, I do remember
Twin,
that.
Yeah.
twin 40, 1.9,
yeah,
American
so based on
block.
American block.
twin 40s.
I dropped a sump. It had a knife edge crank. Like someone has spent some big money on this
I
engine.
think it was a magazine feature thing. They'd built the
Yeah.
car and whatever in this black XR2. So we're like, yeah, all right, I'll swap it. So I swapped the series, which you probably want to do now. Swapped the series 1 for this XR2. We drove the car back, and we drove this XR2 back, and we're like,
This moved.
This
Like it was
moves.
quick for what it was. It was
we drove
really
it back, and
quick.
he's like, what are we gonna do? MOT it, get it out? And I was like, nah. I said, they take the piss out of my Fiesta, didn't they? Everyone did.
Yeah.
We were the slow kids. That's what we were called. I was like, this engine needs to go in that car.
That was
And
our
he was like-
weekend mission.
And he was like, yeah, it's Friday. Saturday night, we went out
up the cruise
up,
as you
up the
did.
cruise and the thing, and there was a Fiesta that used to just berate us.
So there was I think his name was Twitch or something. So he was in a white Fiesta Turbo modified. We had a friend called Adam. He had a pro driving practice. He bought
There you go. B250 BHP. That was his reg.
Was it?
The
Yeah.
Fiesta RS Turbo. I remember it, and you were like, go.
So we all went up to like the traffic lights as you do, and obviously from the sort of the point down,
Yeah.
we all flew down there, and all of a
You
sudden
probably
you could
raced
see.
these.
Oh, probably. That's when I got caught speeding from the point downwards. Yeah.
So we then went from inside the city to the dual carriageways, and we were on their asses flashing them.
Yeah.
Like speedos off the
I
clock
was
on this little
flashing my mate in
Fiesta,
his 280
and
brake
we were like
compressor.
on their bumper. Like
He moved
there's, like,
over. I
that
went
much
past
width.
him. They're like that, looking in the car at us, and we're like that. Gone past him, caught the Fiesta, and then
all the way to Kingston.
all the way to Kingston from pretty much McDonald's
Yeah.
drive through in the hockey
Because we
stick.
started at the top, gone to the bottom, and obviously the race had just continued
Yeah.
to the dual carriageways at that
We
point.
pulled up over by Ford
Mhm.
and got out, and the brakes on the Impreza were glowing red. The brakes on the turbo were glowing red.
We
They
popped the
opened all their
bonnet.
bonnets. Their bonnets were turbos were glowing red. And I've just pulled up and got
And
out,
they
and
were
everyone,
like,
what
"What
the
the fuck?"
is that? And I was like, K&N air filter back box. Bro.
That's exactly, and they were like, no, we kept that up for weeks.
I was like, what? I was like, hey, no, open the bonnet. I was like, oh, the catch is, and we'd disconnected
Yeah.
the catch in case we were asked by someone to open the bonnet. Oh, no, it doesn't open, mate. Sorry. Like that.
Yeah,
and we wouldn't tell anyone.
Panel filter and
And
back
we-
box apparently for
And
weeks.
that's
we
all we
kept
told
that up.
everyone it was. And then
The long
that
hassle.
car
I like
got challenged hard,
Oh,
didn't it?
we raced everything.
It would because it
never
was
backed
so
down.
light. I think we drilled holes not in the floor but in like the chassis rails in
It
like
was
certain things.
ridiculous.
It was made so light, and I think it was probably putting out about. It was probably only about 200 horsepower, but the
If
car weighed nothing.
Wow.
Like no,
I'd probably say about 160 if we were lucky.
didn't even have a heater matrix in it, did it? Nothing.
Just bypassed it.
Just nothing at all there. And that car was absolutely the joy of joys of the look when you challenge people in Porsches and they're like, what the? And you were still next.
Round Milton Keynes, you can get away with
Yeah,
it. Just
yeah.
point to point.
Yeah.
It was a sprint car, so the gearing on the car it would do 45 in first,
Yeah.
75 in second, 85 in third,
That's insane.
90 in fourth,
You topped
90,
that-
97 in fifth.
Right.
Like it would, I could stop at the slip road by KFC onto the A5. Before that, I could stop on the roundabout there, and I could be flat out doing 105 mile an hour before I was halfway down the slip road. So between roundabouts, that car
So quick.
and it
Yeah.
handled well because it was a wireless turbo suspension,
Yeah.
wasn't it? That was my ultimate favourite car.
Is
That's,
that
sorry.
still on the road?
No.
No, that's
We
done.
found it in the Lakes estate. A lad had
Oh, there you go.
taken the engine out to
Yeah.
put it in a Escort convertible, the heaviest Escort ever made.
And I think that got scrapped.
Yeah, I tried to buy it back, didn't I? I left
Mhm.
notes and I kept going there saying, I want it back. And in the end, I managed to find an identical colour Fiesta that was
Yeah.
just as good condition. I was like, I'm doing it again. That was one of the cars I sold when I bumped the cars. I was like, they're all going, and lost it. Yeah, so but that would be the car if I could have any, I would have back. I'd probably hate it now.
Yeah.
It's
But-
nostalgia,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's just knowing.
It would probably be good not to have it back because you've got that. in your
Yeah,
head,
and
haven't
I think that's the thing, innit?
you? It won't live up to it, will it?
No, because the blue one I built, that had I
Mm.
think that had more power, and I was just like,
Yeah.
meh. But no, I love that car. Failing that, my Skyline, I love that as well. That's
Yeah.
fun.
Right.
Next
so,
question.
Next question. Have you guys got any points? Or had any points?
No, never.
Shit. That's pretty impressive. You were doing racing people and shit like that.
I did.
You did,
I've never even got points for speeding.
haven't you?
No, I've been caught speeding twice. The first time I was in a Porsche Panamera. I drove from Newport Pagnell to Southend, down the M1, through the speed cameras, through all the 50-mile-an-hour things, round the M25. I think I went going to Brighton to pick up a car part or something. Come back, and as I come back into Newport Pagnell, from past the Land
Is your
Rover
12
garage,
tens? Your
it was
decks?
my Dex, that was it, yeah. I drove into Newport, and there was a bloke hiding behind the thing with a thing,
Ah.
34 and a 30. And I was like, he pulled me over. I was like, you are kidding me, mate. And he went, oh, well, you speeding, because you can afford a car like this. You can afford to. He said,
Oh, yeah,
if
he
you can
was
afford a
jealous
car
then.
like this, you can afford to
Yeah.
take the points or something like that. I went, oh, it's a good job you ain't got a car like this, is it? And then, yeah, so I got to do a speed awareness course, done that. And then I got caught speeding in my camper van, which only does 60 mile an hour. The A303, the road goes straight past Stonehenge.
Yeah.
I'm doing all the works on it. But it was a straight road, and then it's a 30, then it's a 40, then it's a 30, then it's a 50,
That's what.
then it's a 30, and I'm like in a camper van, like just I hadn't got cruise control or anything like that, just an old camper van, and I got caught doing again, it's like 34 in a 30. Might have actually been 32 in a 20. I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird thing. So I phoned up and they said, oh, speed awareness course, because 2 years had gone by. But I phoned up and said, I want to do the speed awareness course. No, you can't because you've already done one. You've got to take the points.
Right.
And I'd still, at my age, never had points. I was like, that. So I just went, oh, hung up the phone. I was like, left it about a week because you had about 30 days to reply. Didn't do anything about it. And it come right to end. I'm like, oh, God, this so I rung up. Fuck it, I'm going to try and do the speed awareness course again. I'm going to ring up. So I rung up again. I want to do the speed awareness course. And the woman go, oh, that was close. I went, what do you mean? She goes, well, 2 days ago, that's just gone 2 years. So yeah, you can do the speed awareness course. I was like, right, yeah, book that, please. So I've done 2 speed awareness courses, but I've never actually had points.
However, I'm the more unlucky one. So I won't go into too much detail because it's a bit long and a bit boring for me. But I had 36 points when I went to court.
Matches me.
Oh, did it? Yeah.
It's the closest one. Yeah.
36 points.
Yeah, 36 points.
When you
and
went to court?
When I went to court.
To have more added on.
No, that was the whole shebang.
Oh, right, okay.
In one hit.
Oh, in one hit.
Mm.
Huh?
Yeah.
Can you summarise really quick? How the...
I got stopped a lot of times for doing stupid shit and just never went to court. So when I did go to court, I got hit hard.
Back in the day when you could sort of drive a car and...
Don't even bother. So yeah, so I went to court.
Yeah.
Got told it weren't good. Got told that I could have been going for a free holiday for a bit. I was 19. Yeah, I was 19, and I was like, shit, 36 points. This isn't looking good.
Fucking hell.
My solicitor was like, yeah, it's not looking good, Rich. And I was like, shit, this is like serious. So anyway, long story short, they seemed to take pity on me, and according to them, this is a terrible claim to fame, I was the first person in the UK to get TT 99.
Which is what?
Total top up within the first year of driving. Anything over 12 points, you got your license revoked,
Yeah.
and you could drive your test. You could do your test again. So
Yeah.
I thought, fucking mint. I'm just going to do my test tomorrow. Like I passed first time, flying colours with 1 lesson. I thought, mint, not a problem. Then they turned around and said, but we are going to ban you for a year because of the extent of your points. And I was like, all right, fair enough. So I took that as a win because I didn't get a free holiday.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
it was bad because when I come off my ban at like the age of 20. trying to get insured, trying to explain to the insurance company that I've got TT99. They didn't even know what the fuck it was.
Topping up, topping
Yeah,
up,
so
innit?
total top up, yeah. So all I had to say was it was a total top up. I had a TT99. I didn't have to say that I had 36 points
Right.
because they can just condensed it to that one
Yeah,
TT99. So I was the
Wow.
judges were really lenient on me, so I was really lucky.
That's got to be unheard of, isn't it? To have all those points at one go. Yours was
Mine
accumulated.
accumulated over about 20 years.
Mm.
I've been done loads for speeding.
Yeah.
But in shit
So
cars.
have you been done since then as well?
Yeah.
So how many? Because this
Oh,
is the question, isn't it?
I've never sat to work it out. I've done all speed.
If you can, let us know, because I don't think anyone would ever beat you.
It sounds really bad, but it's like I'd get caught speeding in like a van on average speed cameras down the M1. Whether I've had bikes, some fast cars like my Porsche, my M3, stuff like that, never get done speeding in that. It's like a van.
Yeah,
And it's
it makes it worse, doesn't it?
Yeah, average speed camera. My Golf Rally, come back from edition 38, the speedo cable snapped. Coming through the 50 zone, following traffic, got done 53.6 mile an hour. I was like 0.6 mile of an hour over, and I got points for that because I'd already done my speed awareness
Take your
courses.
title.
Yeah.
I mean, I like.
I've got a clean license
I
now.
like driving,
Yeah,
I like
have
driving
now,
fast, but I don't. You know, I won't drive fast through a village. You know, I won't drive fast
Yeah.
where it's.
Yeah,
Really
2020 is fat. He's
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, when you're on a motorway or
But
something.
when you get done
and
for the
there's-
average speed cameras as well, and you're
Yeah.
keeping up with the flow of traffic, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, you take
Yeah.
the piss.
But one thing I was going to ask you is because you've got so many cars now. How does it work with insurance and stuff? Do you?
I'm on trade.
Oh, you've got trade insurance.
Both of the same, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So
so
to get a trader's policy, what do you need to do? Do you have to sell
Yeah.
so many cars a year?
Yeah.
Oh, you do.
So I buy and sell as well.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
you have to buy and sell or be.
Or repair and be able to
repair.
prove it. So you need to like a set of books and things like that to
Yeah.
submit.
So on traders insurance, you could have Porsche, Ferrari. and-
Depends what type of trade insurance you've got. There
Oh,
are
I
different
see.
levels of it. You pay.
Yeah.
You pay for the privilege. You can't just have trade
Yeah,
and you're buying and selling, or you're repairing just low end cars, but then you've got two Ferraris yourself.
Yeah.
I can drive up to the market value of £100,000 car.
Right.
I cannot drive anything that is RS.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
So he can drive like a Tesla or
I
something.
can't drive his Cosy
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
on my insurance. I can drive a Tesla, an AMG. I can drive things that are much faster.
Is that
Anything
the
I,
Audi range as well then?
well, no, Ford RS. It says on my thing. It
That
says
sounds very
'cause-
specific.
So yeah, when I add Escort, like an Escort to my trader's policy, 'cause you
Yeah.
go online and we can literally just go online, put a reg in, and it's insured, and then it'll come up with the car. And
I'm
you
that
just-
lazy. I just call I text my
You
broker.
call them, didn't you? Yeah. I can do it online, and then it will say Ford Escort, and it says not RS. I can drive a
So
Audi
why
RS.
is that?
It's one of their policies. I can drive them, but I've got to ring up and say I'm going to be driving his Cosy,
Right,
or I'm going
okay.
to be driving this RS, or because I've had RSs.
Yeah.
My
I
own
nearly got
RS, so-
caught out when I had my rally, and I put it through my trade, and they were like, "Oh, they were going through it for the renewal, and they were like, oh, we can't insure that." And I'm like, "Well, it was with your policy holder last year," and they're like, "Oh, we better call up and check." And luckily, because they'd done it and they were doing a match, they put it on, but they were really funny about it.
It's like your insurance is a funny thing. Like I got pulled over in a customer's car that had no MOT on it, and I was on a road test, and he basically said, and the chap didn't have the car insured because it was a car, an old one that I was
Right, okay.
recommissioning sort of thing for him, and he was like, "Well, the car's not insured." I was like, "Well, I'm I'm here. It's insured." Because that's what my policy is.
Yeah.
If I'm in custody
Same.
control of the car, it's insured.
Mm.
But our policies, which I think yours does as well, and we've specifically put this in, I can drive a car that doesn't have tax or MOT or insurance on it.
Because you're taking it for a test.
Whatever.
Oh, right.
If it hasn't got tax or MOT or insurance on it, if I need to do a test drive in it, or I want to go out to see if it's right, I can technically drive that car.
Oh, wow.
I'm insured. So they say if you drive a car with no MOT and you have an accident, you've got no MOT, the car's not road legal, you shouldn't have been there. It's your fault. You're not covered by
In
your
reality,
insurance.
if you are in an accident, the only thing they do, the insurance company, they deduct the maximum amount of what an MOT would cost. It's like £54, like 80p. That's
In
it.
reality. But he pulled me over and this policeman was trying to be smart, saying you can't, and I had to literally get my insurance documents. They go, any car with tax or MOT, if in custody and control, if I deem it roadworthy, I can drive it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, but if I was driving a car and the floor was hanging out of it, and
Yeah.
it obviously wasn't, roadworthy, then yeah, it's questionable. But yeah, so that's the thing I had to have stated on my insurance, because I take people's cars for MOT all the while, right? If something happened on the way and it's got no MOT on it and there's an accident, so
Makes sense.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
boring
Yeah.
facts.
No, it's not.
Very
It's actually it's
very
really
Yeah,
interesting,
insurance
because I've always
brokers.
wondered how you can have so many cars and not pay like.
Yeah,
hundreds and
well, I
hundreds
mean,
of pounds for each one.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. I think we'd never be able to, if we didn't have the trade insurance, we'd never be able to
Can
have all
afford
the
it.
cars on the
Yeah.
road. Taxing them, that's a different
hurts.
thing. That hurts.
That hurts.
Yeah, so that's a different matter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Paying the tax on when it sits there, you see DVLA come out your bank. You're like, yeah,
When I was looking at Porsches and I bought a 58 plate Porsche, I didn't think to check. I was looking at an 08 plate Porsche, looked at the tax. I thought, it's the same as my M3, it's no problem. Bought a 58 plate because the 08 plate I looked at was a pile of shit. I've been looking for a while, viewed loads, found this 58 plate one, ticked all the right boxes, went and bought it, went to tax it the next day because I've got trade plates anyway.
Yeah.
Went to tax it and it was like 300 quid more because it was a 58 and not an 08.
Really? That's not even a year, is it? It's
Nope.
like 6 months. Yeah.
Still, but build date was still in
Yeah.
08, but when the car was registered new,
Mm.
it was registered the later half of the year.
Jesus.
So that really pissed me off, and that was my mistake.
Yeah.
So yeah, that cost me more money just to tax a car, just to literally on the rare occasion that I drove it.
Yeah.
Because with the amount of hours I put in for work, how often do I get to drive the cars? Not a lot.
That's where you got to sort of weigh up, in it. Really, is it worth it?
Mm.
You know.
that's always worth it.
Yeah.
Is
Right,
it?
favourite movie cars or TV cars? You got to pick one.
God, that's a hard question.
It's quiet as this podcast has
I
been.
know.
It is. Yeah.
I think it would have to be, just because it's a car I would absolutely love to own, but it would have to be, is it the Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Or,
Oh, the Lamborghini?
or yeah, Cannonball Run as
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening scene, Lamborghini. Yeah.
The
Cool
black
touch.
one in the Cannonball Run.
Yeah, yeah, it has to be the black one.
With a spoiler on the
With a
front.
spoiler
Yeah.
driven by.
Well, the second one, it was white, and then they jet washed it
Oh,
off.
they jet wash it off, didn't
And
they?
it was
yeah,
red.
that's
Yeah,
right.
I always loved that scene. I think
Yeah.
it's really clever.
I think that car, as impractical as people we've met that we know that have been around them or driven them,
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that owns one.
No.
But
I think for me,
that
it's
grey
same.
one, the bloke who built it, the hobby builder.
Armstrong?
hobby. No. The
No.
bloke who's a hobby. He said he's a hobby metalist or something, and he built a Lamborghini Countach under his house.
It was. It
Under
went.
his house.
It went
the front
excavated. Yeah, it went viral.
And this cut, and it absolutely looks better than the real thing.
Yeah. Does
it?
Like,
Really?
It just the right
God, that's
colour.
early internet days there, mate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but that car, yeah. So, movie car, any movie with that car in it. Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, but
And
Yeah,
Wolf of Wall
mine will
Street.
probably be the same. There's quite a few, but there's nothing that's like nothing I've ever watched and gone, "Do you know what? That's amazing. I'd want that." Blah blah blah. But yeah, Lamborghini, that because it's a rare Lambo as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, probably that.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, so one of the questions is 66. It doesn't have to be like Route 66.
I wouldn't do 66.
Yeah, this has come up quite a lot, hasn't it? Yeah. So
For
would
me-
you like road trip then? If you used to do a road
Oh.
trip, what would it be? What
Same
would
thing
it
I do
be?
every, or try and do every year. Trip
Yeah.
to the ring.
Ring.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. Absolutely love it. Go with my brother, a couple of mates. It's good. It's exciting.
So when you go there,
Mhm.
can you explain the experience? Because somebody was on the other day and they were saying you can only go one lap and then come in. Is that right?
If you do like a normal tourist day, then yeah, you do one lap, or you can book a track day.
Oh, what? And just keep going round and
Yeah.
round and round. Oh,
Yeah.
right. What have you done?
I'll just do tourist days.
Right.
It's like 14 miles, isn't it? I've never been. I haven't been yet. I was gonna go, but
It's
It's like-
147 corners.
Yeah, I think it's like 11 something 0.6 miles long.
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I take
that's
my
what
hat
I
off
wanna
to
do.
anyone that drives that fast, because unless you do it a lot and they change it every year as well, it's a hard track.
Mm.
Like it definitely makes or breaks you.
You go for more of the crack though, didn't you? Of going
Yeah,
in
like,
a convoy of
yeah.
friends and
Like
getting
I've gone
there.
a couple of times in the M3. I was meant to take the Cosy last year, but the gearbox went. Through my own stupidity, I was tired, and now I'm trying to get the Cosy ready this year to do it. Probably should have started getting it ready way before I have. But the whole drive there with your mates, driving through the other countries, is spirited driving.
Yeah.
Is as nicely as I'm going to put it. We're fast. Like we don't hang around.
Do you tell your insurance that you're doing it?
No, because technically you're not insured on the track.
Oh, okay.
Technically, that's why it's more of like you can't get insured if you're from the UK. The locals can. they can be insured on it because it's
Just
a
a road,
toll
isn't it?
toll
Yeah, yeah.
road, so they can get away with it. But yeah, if you're from the UK, you've got to sort it out with every your tap. And if you hit any barriers, you have to pay before your car gets released.
Dear, does it? Oh, right, okay.
It's expensive to crash.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Hence
Yours,
why I
yeah,
know that.
yeah. They literally won't let you leave until you pay for
No,
it.
they most times they'll take your car from you and put it in like a little compound holding area, and you need to square up the difference before you shoot
Is it
off.
£1,000 an arm car?
I think it's more than that.
I
Now.
had £1,000 a metre.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's an expensive place to crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think I had a mate who went long time, 10, 15 years ago, and he only went in like a £6,000 Escort or something like that. He come away with about a 14 grand bill.
yeah,
After he's binned his car,
yeah,
then it's the cost of recovery, it's the track
closure,
downtime.
yeah,
He spilt oil, so you've got to do
clean up
that.
costs.
Yeah. He hit the Armco, but he bent the pillar fin that
Yeah.
went into the ground. It's refooting that.
Yeah.
His bill was fucking nuts.
Yeah, I think I'd rather do maybe not Route 66, but probably all around the Pyrenees and them sort of roads in like a either a really classic cool car like a Lamborghini Miura
Oh, nice.
or a DB5 or something like that would be just driving around them. But I mean, I like going Cornwall in the camper van and driving around sort of all them roads on the coast.
Yeah.
So I think if I was going to do rather because that scares the crap
I
out
want to
of
go
me.
fast, so
You want to
Yeah.
go far, but that scares the crap out of me driving around the Nürburgring. And if someone hits you or coming off and hitting the
Is-
barrier,
is
and
it-
you've been multiple times, it's never happened.
no,
But
it will.
you
It's
Are
bad-
you
not-
more
you-
scared
some-
of the track or more scared of people driving around
Both.
next to you? Because
I would sound quite decent behind a wheel. I can
Yeah.
drive at pace, but then you come up against some of the locals or someone that's done 500 laps, and the difference from me being quick to them is unreal.
yeah,
Like I took my M3 last year, and there's two guys. I got held up behind a Fiat 500 Turbo, and the guy wouldn't let me pass. He was from the UK as well, just would not let me pass. He was like blocking every time I'm trying to overtake him. He would block me. I was clearly quicker down the straights, clearly quicker through the bends. He's just been a dick. I've never experienced it before. On all the times I've been, normally if you're quick, people get out your way, which
Yeah.
is decent.
I think that's the dumb thing, isn't it? Like
It's-
they say.
it's
see it-
respect, do you know what I mean?
see
You
it a
just
lot.
move.
Just
If
stick
you-
your indicator on
Yeah,
and move to
and
the
if you
right,
don't
you
clock
always
'em-
overtake on the left.
Yeah,
don't
and
you?
if someone doesn't clock you, you just sit patiently and wait. But this guy was just being a prick. I always keep a lookout what's come up behind me because I know how quick people are.
Yeah.
And I remember looking and thinking, Jesus, these two Clios have come up fucking quick behind me. I was watching them, looking at them, trying to push matey out of the way because I was getting pissed off myself. I blink and they're there, hard braking. We've all gone into it's a hard left, and we've come out and like I've half like gone on the curb a bit to pass this guy. They followed me through. I've pulled away from the straights, and two bends later they are on me. So I've just pulled out of the way and I've just followed them around for the rest of the track. It was probably one of the quickest laps I've done. Went to the car park, pulled up. They've already pulled up in front of me because there's a massive queue. I don't know if you've ever seen the
Yeah,
videos
I've
I've
seen
been.
it, yeah.
So by the time I got off, they were like a bit ahead of me. So I've like parked my car up, found them, I walked over to them, and I was like, right, who's driving the cars? I probably maybe come across a bit aggressive because they've all stood up. There's a big group of them as well, like 10 of them, and they're all sort of huddled together. Do you know what I mean? As if I was going to kick off.
Yeah.
I just put my hand out and I was like, I'm sorry for getting in your way. Like, and they were like, what were you driving? I was like, oh, the ropey old M3, that one. And they were like, fucking, you weren't hanging about. I was like, not compared to you two. And they're in a much slower car than me. But my God, they were carrying pace. And one of the guys was like, oh, he's done like 500 laps.
Oh, right.
And he's like, he spends half his life out here. And I was like, you guys were fucking quick, like really quick. And then it goes to me, did you see the E36, the old pastel green one fly past you? I was like, yeah, foreign number plates. And they were like, yeah, how quick's that? And I was like, it was literally parked there. I was like, that is like, I don't know what's under the bonnet. And they're all laughing. They're like, it's standard. And I was like, what? They're like, completely standard. It's got suspension brakes. He spent good money on that. The guy comes over and he was like, oh, well, you lot in my way, talking to the two guys, and they're laughing. And it turns out they all know each other. He's from the UK. He's a driving instructor at the Ring. That's why he was so quick. But
Yeah.
he could have drove through me at pace. Like
Yeah.
I blinked and he was there, and I've just like dived out of his way. He's flashed me, give me the like hazards. He's gone past me and a thumbs up. But like I tried to keep up with him, and he was just fucking gone.
Yeah.
So track knowledge is like the key.
Absolutely, yeah.
You don't need the fastest car. You just need track knowledge.
that's the thing. I think I'm too overexergent, and overzealous. We did a track day at Bedford Autodrome, and I had the worst car. I had a Focus ST180 that I think I paid
170.
170, sorry, paid 180 quid for or something, and just
Spent
made
more
it drivable.
More on
brakes
brake pads and
yeah.
tyres than the car was worth.
You were in the Impreza,
Yeah.
Everyone was in nutty cars, and I think I won best picture, didn't I?
Yeah, so like he got it fully broadside down the back straight. And you guys
In a
have
front
got-
wheel drive
No.
car.
They've got like a little chicane, and he just got it like out of shape. He standing water, hit that, and he just got it full broadside. And the photographer's just taking a picture as Leon's looking at him, going side. Instead of like looking at that, Leon's just literally looking at matey, and he's fully sideways and it, like dead straight, a big back straight.
Yeah.
Bedford. It's a
Who's
wicked
the one in
picture.
the picture with the? I think it's a Renault. It's on 3 wheels.
Me,
Is that you?
That's you,
That
yeah.
was going some as well, wasn't it?
yeah. I think that was Bedford as well. I bought a cheap again. Buy a cheap car. It needs to be a cheap
That's
track
such
car.
a fun day because you come off there, and I did.
Mm.
You come off and it was wet, wasn't it? You just go into the grass and you sort of really can't do that much. I mean, although there is some videos, there's some
Yeah.
videos of damage there, isn't there? But you can't really do that much damage unless you're a complete idiot. But I think if I was at the Nürburgring, I'd get too carried away and
Yeah.
woohoo! And then,
You've got to be.
I'd be on my
You've got to be
roof.
careful. Or just big deep pockets.
yeah, I ain't got deep pockets like that. Not
So-
to waste on that.
Next question: what's the fastest you've been in a car?
No comment.
It doesn't have to be on a private road.
Yeah, this is all on private road.
I like
On a
185.
Yeah,
Have you?
Yeah, about the same.
Driving or passenger?
No driving.
Driving.
Yeah, driving. I think mine's less than that. Mine's about 175.
Is it?
About that, yeah. Well, that's what the speedo said, and it felt like it. But yeah, I like driving fast, but I really don't like driving that fast.
Yeah.
Like when you're at that speed, I like going fast, like country roads
Yeah,
on private land,
yeah.
like corners, and
Mm-hmm.
I can get from one part of a private road to another part of a private road in
pace.
in pace in a 1.6 Audi.
Yeah.
And my friends are in Porsches, and because I know them roads,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I like that. I sitting at 180 mile an hour, just like
It's scary.
it's that, and then
Yeah, blinking, you're dead.
you're gone,
I've
ain't you?
done on a bike. I've gone a little bit quicker, but only by about sort of 12ish mile an hour. So it's close to
Near
like
200.
Yeah,
close. That's what the
200,
speedo said.
Yeah.
Realistically, maybe 190. But on a bike,
That
that's
must
scary.
be. Yeah, I was going to say that must be horrific. Just things going past you so quickly, like.
Mm.
I hit a slight. I mean, it's slight. It's like a slight bit of tarmac like that. But where I was travelling at pace, it just sort of like touched the wheel and had a little wobble on. But a little wobble at that pace, I'm not gonna lie, proper shit myself. I thought I was dead.
Yeah.
You got rid of the bike off that, didn't
Yeah, not long after.
you? Yeah.
It's a wake up call, isn't it?
The way I was riding, yeah.
I mean, I got a bike, but like I say, it's a Triumph Bonneville. It likes driving at 60 mile an hour,
Yeah.
which for me, you're sitting up like that. You like super bikes, and it's just you're driving, right? You're
Yeah.
passing through.
Too fat for a superbike now as well.
You're driving,
can't get my
driving,
levers.
and passing through like places quicker, and the smells and the
Yeah.
driving a bike is a totally different thing to driving a car. But I couldn't sit at 180 mile an hour on a bike. No way, no way.
Scary, isn't it?
Yeah, because well, we know too many people that have suffered the price. for it,
Yeah,
so
we
it's
do.
like-
I think we know the same guys as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad.
So would you own an electric car?
Absolutely no.
His brain's. The old cogs are
yeah,
going,
I
aren't they?
would. I would.
Okay, hang on. You need to rephrase the question. Would you own one out of your own money?
Yeah,
Would you?
yeah. Grasshopper, Tamiya. Radio.
Very clever.
Smart answer.
That's literally.
Probably the best answer, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that one?
Radio control car.
Tamiya.
Grasshopper.
I used to sell. I worked for a company. I'm not going to mention the company name, BYD, but they were shite.
Were they?
Yeah, everyone's raging about
Yeah,
it now.
because they were a big thing at the
When they
moment. weren't
first opened up, I worked there, and the cars, they're just absolutely crap. Brand new cars, all right, 40 grand or whatever. But when you looked at them, the cars, and looked along the roof, and it's rippled.
Oh,
because
is it?
where
You
it's
got, I
put-
think the thing is with them, you're not buying them for your build quality. You're buying it because it's cheap and it's spec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. So I think for what money,
don't get me wrong, there are electric cars out there like the V6 thing, GT.
Yeah.
Them things are rapid.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong, rapid, quicker than most petrol cars, pardon me, are ever going to be. But
there's no theatre, there's no drama, there's no excitement. It's just quick. That's it.
Yes.
And it's boring.
and it's
Yeah.
quiet. It's just everything for me about driving a car is gone.
Yeah.
Everything, the sound, the thing. It's
I wouldn't want to stump my own money to buy one.
Yeah,
So
like, it's
if
good.
it was a business and I was getting a massive tax relief
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that, then it'd be a different matter.
yeah, that's.
And
the,
I probably
the
still
Tesla
wouldn't
thing.
use it. I'd probably just like Porsches.
But
So
you've
that's the only
got-
way
you've
I'd
got to
buy
be
one
in
is
the
if
right
it was
thing.
a Porsche and I was getting a big kickback for tax relief because I was driving it and blah blah blah.
Mm.
But they depreciate too quickly. You can't get the support for it if it goes wrong. They're shite to work on because I work on them. So yeah, they're not great at all.
Oh, okay.
The build quality on early Teslas are crap.
I'd really like to be able to say no, I'd never have one, and it will probably happen one day. But
I can't see it.
you've got to be able to. It's got to suit your lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
If you live in London and you've got a driveway with, you can charge it at home. After
if
8
you've got a
o'clock.
driveway in London, you must be minted.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, when you're driving
You are
around, but
living-
yeah,
yeah.
but then you're living in London, you've got to be minted straight away, right?
Well, if you're living in London, you've got to drive.
But
you've
we're
got
not.
a
I mean,
private
like,
gated community.
Where I live in Hazo, I have to park on the side of the road, and there's a footpath, and then my front door.
Yeah.
So I can't
You
charge it
can't
at
charge
home.
Charge it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now I work down the workshop, I could charge it there, but then
How you
why
gonna
would
travel?
Why would I just
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
and don't get me. Yeah, it might make sense because there isn't a petrol station anywhere near us, is there, in Hansgate? There's one in
I'd
Rhodes
rather
and there's one in
walk.
Wolverton. But I just everything about driving a car, which makes me like driving a car, is just ruined
gone,
in
yeah.
being an electric car. And there are some
Yeah,
great
but I
looking
understand.
electric cars out there.
They say it's greener. Is
I
it
don't
really?
see how
What
it's
about the
greener.
battery getting all the materials dug
Yeah,
out? Is
yeah,
it
they-
greener?
There's a massive argument
That-
against
I
it.
don't think it's an argument. I think anyone that thinks it isn't is an idiot.
I think
Yeah.
you're delusional.
It is. There's no way. We have a 120-year petroleum-based infrastructure already in place.
Mm-hmm.
Changing it for something else
Doesn't seem.
it isn't going
Especially
to work.
as quick
Yeah,
as they
it's
want to
not
do it as
gonna
well. It's like
Yeah,
5
yeah,
years
and
away.
here's
isn't
Here's
it?
ain't
one,
gonna
right?
work.
So you look at the trillionaires in Dubai and the oil fields and everything like that. I watched a program donkeys ago saying that they reckon they've got like 10 times lifetimes of fuel in reserve tanks waiting to be converted. So why are we worried about electric?
Yeah.
Look at the rate that Dubai has changed over the last 10 years.
I know.
Yeah,
And it ain't from
That's
electric, is
insane.
it?
And it ain't from
No.
electric, is it? And are they bothered about electric cars? No.
absolutely. not.
And
So
what
why are we bothered about it?
we're
Are
the
we-
Because we're told to, I
smallest,
suppose, isn't it?
smallest countries, one of the smallest countries. So
Yeah.
So
You're
if
gonna
we
we
make
are
that-
going to make no difference.
difference.
to
No, that was the
everyone,
thing. Like 15, 20 years ago, we were all told to buy diesels because it
Yeah.
was the best thing to do.
which is
Now,
what I got.
diesel is the enemy.
Apparently,
Apparently so. And we're all
Apparently
told
so.
to go
But what
to
are you getting out?
electric.
Yours 70 miles to the gallon.
70 odd miles to go.
But then my old diesel, which still astounds you, doesn't it?
It
I had a
does.
Skoda Superb company car.
Brilliant
And we
cars,
drove
they
to
are.
London and it generated its own mileage because I left his house and it had like 700 miles of
Yeah.
range. We got to London, it had 900 miles of range. Just because I drove through when the M1 was average roadworks
Yeah.
from here down to pretty much the M25. And
Yeah.
diesels, I miss having diesels because
Yeah.
I love the low down torque of it. And
Yeah,
the
and
fuel economy and everything.
as a car that I'm going to use daily, the Audi is just, that's what I'm saying, struggle to get to find something to replace it.
Yeah.
Because I want to replace it. I've had that car for X amount of years now. I want to replace it with something stupid. I want an M2 or an M.
Yeah,
So does
Yeah,
he?
yeah, I want-
Is it DPS filter? Does that not scare you?
DPF.
What is it?
DPF.
DPF filter. Does
Only
that,
if you do short journeys.
is it? Yeah.
If you run them properly, cars aren't designed to do short runs unless you buy like some little eco-friendly.
Yeah.
My workshop is a mile and a half away from where I live.
Oh, is it?
I've never had an issue with a DPF filter on my car.
But then you've done 170 miles, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
170,000 miles. Isn't
And
it?
I mean, I haven't had that workshop the entire time I've had that car, but generally I drive to
Yeah.
and from work. I've never
Well, going
had
back
a
to like
DPF.
saving the planet and stuff, like we're all the same kind of age. I remember being told not to use paper because
Yeah.
we're going to run out of trees for
Yeah.
the rainforest.
Deodorant?
Now we're
the
all
hippie days.
told now don't
Yeah.
don't use plastic because that
Yeah.
was like brought in. Everything should be plastic. Save the trees. Now what?
Yeah.
Now we're using
Fucking paper
papers.
straws.
Thank you. How many paper straws you get for a
Yeah.
McDonald's milkshake? They've
Yeah.
ruined McDonald's milkshakes.
Yeah.
It's
So
all
it
just-
changes the
Yeah.
taste of it, doesn't it?
And
Yeah.
it's the same thing. We're all going to convert to electric cars because we're told it's a thing, and it's cheaper. It's cheaper. That's what they're selling us. It's cheaper.
Same as
It
diesel
used to
was
be
back in the
cheaper to run a petrol car, and then petrol went up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when everyone's on electric cars, or the majority of people on electric
They've
cars,
already started doing it. at
your
different
electric's going to go up.
tariffs. Yeah, but they've already started doing it.
So
as
an
well.
electric's
And
going to
if
become
you-
a problem.
They tax you now.
Then you're not
Yeah.
going to be able to.
Yeah.
Now, if I can't afford to put petrol in my car or put the lights on in the house, I'm going to put the lights on in the house, right? If I can't put my car on charge or pay for my electric, and it's all too much. It's all too close. I
Yeah, yeah.
just don't like the idea of it at all. I'm trying to figure out a way to stop it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to.
Not just you. You need a team of people.
Well, we were all told that, like, obviously diesel was the way forward.
Yeah.
Well, diesel to start with was just dirty, it's cheap, nasty. If
Yeah.
like back in the day, if you had diesel, you were
Yeah, but
poor.
the engines are
Yeah.
better, isn't
Now
they?
they've got better, and of course, we were told when I was growing up to be a diesel fitter. I used to look at the old boys when I used to go into workshops and they'd be like barely breathing. I was like, nah, I'll just be a normal mechanic.
Yeah.
I work on petrol. You can't tell me diesel is better when these old boys can't even breathe.
Yeah.
I was thinking, there's no way I want to end up like that. And I look at diesel fitters now and they're knackered.
Yeah, but
So
they were.
I worked in test sales as well for ProDrive.
All right.
Well, for Tickford Engineering to start with. And every manufacturer can't meet the standards. So every one of them is looking a way to get around it, whether it's like Aston's done it with a valve before the end of the tailpipe, so at idle, you're leaking off exhaust gases before the end. Every manufacturer's found a way to get around it because you can't keep bringing out these like no emission cars and expect them to work. So every manufacturer is finding ways to get around them. And then
My
everyone's like, hang on.
emissions-
So everyone that's not into cars that don't really know about stuff like this is like, oh my God, my Merc diesel now, I'm going to put in a claim.
Yeah.
There's always a knock-on effect for
everything.
everything. You
So-
can't make these cars as clean
They
as...
have to plug into the OBD when they do the emissions on my car now. They put the thing in, it'll come up 0 emissions, and then they plug into the OBD port.
So
to
here's
do
another
the
thing,
emissions.
right? So
Is it?
your
Yeah,
car
it's
was
just-
ULEZ compliant.
Yeah. Now, no,
So,
So why is it
hang on.
now
So
then?
you pay no tax, right? So surely that's like thin air coming out the back of
Yeah.
your car. Yet my brother's TTRS clearly pulls a lot of pollution. ULEZ free.
Yeah.
Really?
So why was yours? And
It just changed. They just changed it. Now it's not, because it's one of them. It's the Volkswagen scandal engine. Right?
okay. Yeah.
But when you plug
So-
the smoke tester to the back of it, I've been there for the MOT. It literally comes out 0, and it was, but now it isn't. But the car that was before it, the Mark 5 Golf GTI, 2-litre petrol, that now is, but wasn't.
So here's another flip. My brother lives in Essex. He's
I don't
literally
get
on the
Yeah.
outskirts of the ULEZ. His mate and his mate's mum, she's got a fully electric car. He's got a hybrid. They both have to pay ULEZ. Yet they don't have to pay tax. They produce no emissions apparently on paper. Yet my brother can go in and out of ULEZ, doesn't pay. 2.5 TTRS.
Really?
Yeah.
You look at higher end
Doesn't make any
cars.
sense, does it?
Yeah, but
No.
look at higher end cars, they're all ULEZ compliant. Yet you look at all the hybrid cars, all the electric cars and stuff like that, and they have to pay it. Why is that?
It
Yeah.
isn't a person that has a background in cars that has figured this out.
Clearly, because
100%.
I can't figure it out.
100%.
Yeah.
It makes
there's no
sense.
way.
How?
Old cars. So
Old Range
Holly's.
Rovers,
Holly's got like a classic Mini. Drives into London. Don't have to pay congestion. No, I think she has to pay congestion. Don't have to pay ULEZ or tax. Now an old car. Okay, if they are fine, why don't we just get old
So if you
petrol
used to do an
engines?
emissions test on that, what would that one?
Oh, that would be through the roof. They would fail in
always
emissions.
Yeah, so you always adjust them for the MOTs.
Yeah, they would
By the
always
time
be
next
through
year
the
comes
roof.
around, they're back through the roof again.
Yeah.
Look at old Range Rovers. They accelerate down the road and they're leaving all the shit behind them.
Yeah.
Yet they're ULEZ free. And yet you look at a new Range Rover that produces again, fuck all, and you're paying a fortune for it.
Yeah.
But yet they want all the old cars off the road. Surely the carbon footprint of all the old cars are like negative now. But yet, no, we're all encouraged to buy new stuff that we end up paying more for.
Bit of a scam going on, isn't there? Really?
I think so.
Just wish I was at the
Absolutely
top of that
is.
scam. I'd be in it.
Yeah, we'd all be
Someone
in.
is.
Yeah,
Someone
of course they
absolutely
are.
is. But
Yeah.
there's something going on there because it just doesn't physically make sense.
Doesn't does it?
No.
What cars are saying are compatible with ULEZ and what cars are not.
Wow.
Is this since the ULEZ thing got extended? Though?
No, this is
No,
before.
Is this
No,
is when
well-
it's always been?
They changed it when they did the extension. So like my car was before they did
Oh,
the
sorry, yeah,
extension
yeah.
on
Okay.
because it was a certain part of London,
And then
like
yeah,
central
it was,
London.
it was really
Now it's
recently as well,
anything
yeah.
inside the M25.
What's that theme park that's not actually in catchment? But if you look at it on a map, it's like, say that's your circle, that's like there, and they've added that in there.
Fort Park,
Is it Fort Park? Yeah,
Oh,
it must.
just near Surrey.
Yes,
near-
it must be.
yeah,
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 That's
Fort
now
Park,
in the, you're
yeah.
now in the ULEZ. But if you look at the map, say that's your map there, it's like there, so they've added it. Oh, that's wrong.
Bastards.
Yeah.
So when you
That's
when you
terrible,
pay 100 quid or 80 quid a ticket for each kid,
Yeah.
and then 20 quid
Then
for a
you've got to
hot
pay
dog,
your ULEZ on
and
it.
then it's petrol, and then
But
that.
it's
And
not just
then,
that. It's if you forget to pay, it goes through the roof, doesn't it? Because you did, didn't you? You got stung by it.
I've done that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
That
not
hurts.
Yeah, yeah.
I've just been done for dart charge.
Have you?
Yeah, crossing the Dartford Bridge.
How much did that cost you? 90 quid?
Fine either way, 120 quid.
Yeah.
so I don't like Tamar Bridge. the Tamar Bridge over by Plymouth.
Right.
You drive across it. You
Yeah.
come to the end. There's a woman. You pay her £2.80. You don't have to worry. It's the what right. You forgot to do it. You get. It's now not £2.80. It's 80 odd quid.
Yeah.
Right. You drive across the Tamar Bridge. There's a barrier. You give her £2.80. Scan your card. Whatever. It opens. It's done.
You forget about it.
No,
yeah.
it's done. It's done. No chance of you getting a fine.
But
Yeah.
they want you. They want you.
It's
to
so they
forget.
want you to forget because the amount of money they make in fining you is greater than if just everyone paid it.
I went to the BP in Newport Pagnell. Most BPs know me in Milton Keynes for coffee. I stop at every BP. They all know my name. They're like, "Oh,
Richy
Rich."
Wild Bean
Start
Church.
telling me. They all. As soon as I pull up, the coffee's there. By the time I go in, it's that bad, right? I've really tried to cut it back now because I worked out a couple of times how much I spend a year on coffee, and I could buy cars and tax everything for what I spend. So I've really knocked it back on the head. And one time, I literally forgot to pay. I think it was like 30 quid petrol. That's it. Because I didn't pay, and because they talked to me, and I just genuinely forgot to pay. It's 30 quid and a coffee. Yeah, I got paid. I had to pay 80 quid on top for the
Did you?
fine, plus because they sent me a letter to say that I drove off.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
isn't it?
And they knew you.
Yeah.
They could have just said next
No,
time.
but they just obviously handed it off to a company. The company is then charged me 80
right.
quid for the privilege.
Don't get me started on this. This is probably my rant. Like
Parking tickets.
Parking tickets. Like going away in the camper van, going to Cornwall, you're paid to park, which
Yeah.
you do. And I keep all the receipts in case I get a ticket. I left St Michael's Mound 4 minutes after I paid. I paid, and then got in and then thought, right, change my t-shirt or whatever. Left 4 minutes later, £100 fine.
Really?
Yeah.
We used to work in London a lot, but to kind of minimise the chance of getting a parking ticket, we used to go really early and then park where we knew we were going to park. A, to get a space, and B, it's done. We're there. We're
Yeah.
ready, waiting, and then we can sort out the parking later. What we've had before is we've had parking attendants waiting there
Yep.
for the clock to tick over to when we're when the parking time is going to start. But what I didn't realise was we got the person at the company we're working for to book a parking space because they can do that. It costs the company money,
Yeah.
and we did that a couple of times. And one time they forgot to book, so we went to pay for parking. But he kept us talking long enough to try and keep it going into that
Yeah,
zone.
Oh, wow.
Sneaky little Russian, I tell you. So yeah, parking ticket, fucking hate them.
So I've
Yeah.
got two mates that used to work a lot in London. One of them used to put his plates on Velcro,
Yep.
whip his plates off. The other one used to put a car cover over his car.
Oh, okay.
Just leave it there all day.
That's clever.
Because
And then
legally,
for
it's
years-
not
They're
their
not allowed to touch
property.
it.
Yeah.
That's right, they're not allowed to remove it. So for years he done that. And the other one, yeah, Velcro number plates. You used to park up, whip them off, put them in the car. That
Have
was
they
it.
stopped doing that now, though?
They don't work there anymore. They're both like,
Interesting, isn't it?
That's very interesting.
they've both got
Yeah.
lads that work for them now, so I don't know what they do. They probably do it all legit now because they're all set up. So
The only parking fine or parking paying story I like is the old boy, the Indian chap, old boy in London. Used to pull up, you'd lift the barrier, you'd pay him £4 and park for the
no,
day.
that was an amusement. That was a theme park.
No, it was
It
a
was.
car park. This one was a car park, definitely.
Okay.
I found it the other week, and we were talking about it. It's a car park in London, just round the back, just a random car park. I think there was originally a building on it that got knocked down, and it was just concrete levelled. And he basically had one of them huts that he sat in, and he was there for like 20 years, just taking, and people would work round.
I had this.
Yeah. And then one day he weren't there, and people are parking, going, "Oh, I'm going to get a fine. I'm going to get a fine." And then they rung the council, and the council were like, "That's a free car park."
It's been
He's been
Well,
scamming people
20,
for
no,
20
well,
years.
no, well, not scamming. 20 years he's been paying, but they said if he disappeared off, I think he went back to innocent. But they said even if they caught him, he could just turn around and say, "You paid me £4 to look after your car."
Yeah, it's
Clever.
really clever. Yeah.
So even if we get him into court,
No, yeah, there's nothing on
it's
it.
not lying, is it?
because
really?
it weren't
you were sat there
extortionate,
watching
and it
cars.
used to always be full. Bang, there'd be a queue of people going in because
I swear
everyone
that
knew
was
the
done
street.
on Thorpe Park or
There was
somewhere
one
like
at
that,
there was
and
one
that
at
an old bella-
there was
old
one
fella.
at Thorpe Park or somewhere before back in the day when you never used to pay for these things. So like Milton Keynes, if you watch the old adverts from Milton Keynes
Free parking.
shopping centre,
Yeah.
free parking, da da da. where?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where now?
That's gone up now. isn't it,
And
again,
the
isn't
thing
it?
is, well, this is again going back to that 205 where you said they're smaller. You can literally see it because they haven't made the car parking spaces
No.
any bigger, and it's all Range Rovers, and you literally cannot
edge to edge, doesn't it?
get
Yeah.
in or out of the cars. So
When you
It
buy
used
a
to be
house
free-
as well, your garage is still designed
Still the
from the
same
original
size,
size.
you used to be
Yeah.
able to get a car in a garage,
Yeah.
and like a Mark 1 Escort in a garage. It's
Yeah.
like open the door, get out.
You can't,
Like,
and you have to drive right over one
Yeah.
side. Yeah.
And then you're out like that.
yeah, so.
Have a peaceful night, leave your wife in the car.
No,
Right,
because
I
your
know
phone will be going off
You're going to have
non-stop.
to go soon, aren't you?
Yeah.
So we'll do one last question. If you won the lottery and loads of money, what 5 cars would you buy? You only
That's
have
not a
5.
good question to try
Oh,
and finish
beer all
off.
day
Yeah,
long.
that's all day long.
So you'd have to buy something like a Pagani or Koenigsegg, and then for me, probably Group B rally cars.
Would it?
Mhm.
Nice.
I'd be.
And I wouldn't leave them standard. I'd have to go crazy,
Yeah, you
modifying them,
Yeah.
power.
Just
Yeah.
modify a Koenigsegg.
would. Easy.
Yeah.
So it's TSW Venoms. Probably R32 GTR.
No, probably my favourite GTR.
Yeah,
out of them.
R32. Mark 1 Escort.
Yeah.
Like a rally car again. Bubble arch. Or touring car.
Yeah.
Touring cars, yeah, they'd all be Ford after.
90s touring car.
90s
Super
touring
touring.
cars, yeah. So Super Touring, 3-door RS 500,
Nice.
RS 200. Where am I? How many have I got left? I feel like I'm running
One
out.
more, I think. Yeah.
No, it would be something. It would be another rally car. Probably, actually, Mercedes 190e touring car.
Nice.
They'd all be touring cars after
nice.
the. But then the GTR was a fucking touring car as well.
Yeah.
They'd all be touring cars, yeah.
It's a GTR, the Godzilla one, the Calsonic one, the blue.
The blue one,
Yeah.
blue cows on it, yeah. Godzilla.
Cool.
That GTR would be probably the first car I'd
Yeah.
buy. I like the R34, but if you're going to do it, you might as well get the proper
Get
one.
the proper one.
So yeah, all touring cars. All touring cars. RS 200, RS 500. I forgot what I said now.
I love it. I get asked
But I
this
could
question all
never,
the time.
never get tired.
What
I
you
could
would
never
buy,
just,
Yeah, if money was no object,
That
what
would
you
be
buy?
my 5
And I
car
always
touring
reply,
car.
I'd be skint.
Yeah.
And everyone's laughing.
That's why we
no,
say only
seriously.
5 cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had all that money, what would you buy? And the list is endless. And then I wouldn't leave them stock. I'd fuck around with every car.
Yeah,
So
you'd have to, wouldn't you?
get out of hand.
If you want to carry this on, mate, I
Yeah,
can
I'll
just, I can
ask him
just
one.
go out.
Yeah, you give up. I'm going to ask him one more question
Damn
each. And then,
family things.
what's that? I
No
know.
problem.
Yeah. You take it easy, dude.
Pleasure to
Nice
meet
to
you
meet
guys.
And you, mate.
Oh, don't knock that wall down.
Oh, I'm-
Right, so last question. Any funny stories you've got car related? I know you've told us many, but is there one that sticks in your head that really got you?
Stupid shit that we used
Well-
to do. That now I look back and I think, how are we still alive? There's loads of them.
It's car related, but not quite car related.
Me,
Us.
what I said. Oh,
No, going to recce the sign. It's
Oh,
scary.
it's a funny. It is a funny
It's a
story.
fun. It's not really car. It is car related because it was a garage we worked for when we were younger. I'll
And
let
it
you
was,
tell the
they just
story.
put a new sign up, and the manager was like, "Right, I want you two to go recce the sign." So we were like, "You want us to recce the sign?" And he's like, "Yeah." And we were like, "Okay." So we walked across this long car park.
What's recce mean?
Right,
Right.
this is what we said. So
Right,
we're looking
we
at each
didn't
other.
say that. We
So
said
we were like, "Wreck
Right.
the sign." Okay. We were like, maybe it's wrong, or they spelled something wrong.
it was fast fit. Was it?
Yeah.
We worked for? And they didn't. He didn't say it like that. He went, "Oh, you seen the sign out on the road? Oh, go have a recce.
That was it.
Go
Something
have a
like that,
recce
yeah.
of the sign." And so we've walked off like that.
Bit confused.
All right, maybe they're getting a new one. So it looks
Looks
good,
new.
It looks new
So
to
there,
me.
me and him
This
yanking
was
this
a
sign. Was like,
concreted into
yeah.
the floor sign in Bletchley, and there's me and him
like yanking
pulling on it,
This
yanked it
big
out of the
7,
ground,
8 foot sign. and
dragged it straight
we
across the
carried
car,
it. We
car
carried
park,
it, and it weighed a ton. We were like blown out of our arse by the time
got
we
it in,
back.
dumped it in the middle of the workshop. He's like, "What have
What
you done?"
have
He's
you
like,
done? We're
"You
like,
told
tried
us
to
to
recce
recce
the
the
sign."
sign." Literally,
Yeah.
had no idea. I mean, it's say it's car related. It was a garage we worked to, and he was just like, just paid hundreds of pounds to have
Yeah.
this put in.
It's
I was
funny
saying, go have a look. We don't know what recce means. We're like
Yeah.
20.
No, we
No
weren't
idea.
even that. I don't
Recce.
think
Why
we
don't
were
you
Go.
just go and have a look at the new sign?
Yeah.
So I said to one of my
Don't touch
lads,
it.
I said to one of my lads recently, "Oh, go and have a recce of that." And he looks at me and then looks at the other MET fitter, and I thought, I know exactly what you're thinking. I said, "Go look at the car, don't wreck it." And he goes, "Oh, that's what I thought you meant." And I was like, "Oh my god," I was having flashbacks.
I never
me how I know.
heard it. You had to have a recce, didn't you? You go check it out. I know we know it now, but back then I'd never really heard of it.
Funny car story. So I've got one. me and my missus have been dating a little while. You know where this is going straight away. So I've got 2 stepkids, so they're at home, so we were feeling a bit frisky. We went out that night anyway to go out for dinner. We went to go back and we were like all over each other. And we're like, should we go for a little drive? We're like, yeah, right. So we're on
Ended
the
up
way.
dogging.
Close. Found a little quiet lane, drove down that, parked up. I was in my 911. We were getting it on. Windows were steamed up. It was like November time. We were doing the deed in a 911. There's not a lot of room in a 911,
No,
so there was like some flexibility going on, and
From you.
definitely not for me.
Definitely not for you.
I wasn't as fat as I am now either.
You are not a flexible person.
No,
There's no way you put in any of that effort.
Yeah, and there was a car come up behind us, and she's like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "I didn't care. I was in the moment." I was like, "I couldn't care. I couldn't care if they've like wiped the window and like peeping through. I couldn't care. I was in the moment." She then hopped off at record speed, and I had on the window, and I was like, "For fuck's sake!" I have literally looked across at her, and she's fully dressed. I am stark bollock with a hard on to my name, right? And I'm like, for fuck's sake. And I looked down and there's like just clothes just in a heap. And I thought, well, I ain't going to pull my boxes out of that. And I get on the window again. So I put the window down and I'm stark naked, hard on. I've got nothing to hide my dignity, right? And there's a youngish copper there and he's like, oh, he was like taken back by surprise. And I was like, can I help you, mate? And he was like, I was just checking the cars you are. I said, well, mate, I'm stark as in it. I fucking hope it's mine. And he goes, oh, I'll leave you to it then. Okay, enjoy your night. And that was it, yeah, let me crack on.
Brilliant. And did you?
I did, absolutely I did.
Brilliant.
But there's been loads of stupid stuff. Like,
Stupid stories about things.
Right, so what's the most embarrassing thing you've done to a car?
I haven't.
I haven't.
Really?
Yeah,
put a
nothing.
Dodgy
Honestly,
spoiler
we've,
on,
no, we've had
stick
each other there
To correct.
each other enough to say.
That's impressive.
I've never fell
think the-
into the trap of like trends.
Right, okay.
Mm.
I'm really set on how I like a car to look, and luckily I can always look back, and even with old pictures, everyone's like, "Oh, that's really nice." No one's ever gone, "Oh God, you was into the Max Pay era," because I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
All the badly fitted body kits and stuff like that. And
never into
never
that
into
Max
that.
Power thing.
So I was always lucky.
Even like when you bought that Golf, it had blue tinted rear lights.
And they got swapped straight out for 16 valve ones.
Did they?
Yeah, for half tint lights and stuff like that. I had a DTM back box that was jogged on straight away.
Yeah.
I was trying to think about that, and I really can't think of anything. I mean, driving a yellow Talbot Sunbeam with a round vinyl roof, right? Okay,
You take the piss, but I tell you what,
we've had it now.
when we pulled up at the cruise, everyone was like, "What the fuck's that?" And then we started drifting. This is before like drifting was a thing. Everyone was like, "That's amazing."
Yeah.
And like we were the boys for that.
was just
It was
going
wicked.
round in circles.
Yeah.
Like that was, it's like, yeah. So no, I don't. Never been one for big spoilers or splitters or.
No.
Yeah, looking for your pictures, they're all quite like classy stuff you've done to them.
Pretty-
I
Cool
can't
stuff
think
as
of
well, really.
anything.
I'm quite particular with stuff, so I'm quite lucky I haven't like got
Yeah,
into the
yours
whole
is-
spoilers and shit
Yeah.
like that.
Yours is a long time with the Volkswagens was all Volkswagens,
Less is
Porsche
more.
or BBS.
I'm all about that, yeah.
Less
Less
is
shit
more.
on the car, so I've always been a big fan
Less
of
is
that.
more. I can't think of anything embarrassing.
Yeah, good for you.
I've got a Fat Willy sticker on my car now.
That's
probably
right.
about-
Everyone had them back in the day, didn't they? That was like a Vitara thing, wasn't it?
back in the day.
You've got all of them,
didn't
haven't you? Yeah. Suzuki Vitara.
I had one of them, and I loved it. If I
Did
could
you?
have one of my
Yeah.
cars back, I'd
it?
love
Suzuki
that.
Vitara.
back.
They were good cars.
I had the Fat Boy one, and I fiberglassed all. You know, like you have the arches join the car,
Yeah.
and it's got the rubber thing. But I fiberglassed all mine, and then filled it, and it was all just looked like one.
Yeah.
It was all like one car. But then I got a Land Rover front bumper, and made that fit at the front, and it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And I ended up selling it for next to nothing, and I regret that.
Yeah, they were about everywhere, weren't they? They were like a sort of 90s cool thing. Well,
Mm.
pardon me.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
I think what I would like. I think that's it, really. I don't.
Your cars have been quite all
Scott.
along the same
That's fine.
path, haven't they?
Mm.
Really. So like you've Volkswagens, Mark 1, Mark 2, Rally,
Yeah.
Mark 3, Mark
I've
4,
loads.
Caddy. You've had loads of the same, and now
Mhm.
you're into back in the Fords, bleeding blue.
Yeah, but only like the 69 rep. I just like it because it looks like an old 69, but it's going to be modern driving.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea.
I'm probably going to put electric steering on it because, in all honesty, driving stuff without power steering is
Oh,
like
yeah.
hard work. We've
Yeah.
all got.
Are you going to go
lazy-
for creature compasses as well, like air conditioning? No, nothing like
Nah.
that. Sat navs.
Well, we looked at air conditioning, didn't we? There are
You
ways
can do
around
it.
we
I
can do
just-
it.
I don't know. It depends on how well I gel with the car.
Yeah, I would like to see people making like old cool cars like XR3Is that look like you're doing, but underneath's different and inside's different, like
Yeah.
more modern. I think.
I mean,
that
there
would
are
definitely
a
work.
few bits that are air conditioning is probably one of the tougher ones because they're hard
You
pipes.
can get the electric aircon kits, but they're so expensive still.
Yeah.
And they're not that great.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thing-
and I would never use it unless I'm going like to a car meet or a cruise, sort of South End reunion, something like that. I
Again,
wouldn't
it's having
ever-
the windows down
Yeah,
and the sunroof
yeah.
open,
Listen
right?
to, yeah.
If I'm going to do a long drive, I'm going to go in something more modern that I own. It's
Yeah.
that simple. But
I mean, things like you can take the old Ford radios and you can have them
guts
there's
taken
guts
out.
taken out, and then they can put Bluetooth,
Can they?
phone
Yeah.
connectivity,
Oh, right, okay.
everything in it. So it looks right,
You've got period look,
but you've
it's
got
modern.
Bluetooth, play your music,
Yeah.
and there's a button you can push, and it's your Bluetooth for your car, which are things you've got to really have now. You've got
Yeah,
to have
because
Yeah.
nobody listens to radios anymore,
Yeah.
do they? It's just
No.
Spotify's and
No, yeah. So yeah, that the sort of
I can't find one for one.
yeah, he's trying. Bless him. Yeah, that was really cool, wasn't it? How long was that? Bearing in mind we stopped.
Yeah, 210.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That was a good game.
Christ,
Well
I could have
done.
waffled on
I was
forever.
saying that I'm pretty sure for the cars, you probably don't have an episode in yours.
Yeah,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and we are
Easy.
going down that route where we're going to get people back on. So if you would do that, it'd be wicked.
yeah, we'll come
Yeah. But obviously we're all hot and sweaty, so we'll
Yeah.
call it a day.
It's nice around here.
It's balls are nice and cold.
back. We come back with your car's not far off, mine's not far off. Looking like being
Yeah.
on the road, but the engine.
I'd love to come to your shop.
You can
just
come
have
to
a look
mine and
around.
have a poke round, see what we got.
Mhm.
I mean, we got quite a bit there. E-type Jag, got all
Have you?
sorts of stuff there.
Hopefully in the
nice.
next sort of 2 months, the Cosy fucking hopefully is on the road soon. The next couple of weeks, the Escort will be done.
Yeah.
You move at a fast pace with yours, didn't you?
I try
But you
to,
have
yeah.
to because you do it at home. You're limited for space.
So
Whereas-
out of all the cars you've got, which one would you not get rid of?
I have been thinking about this a lot recently because I haven't built the Lotuses yet, but I want as a track car because I've built a lot of cars and I've tried to have them as track cars as well as dailies to
Yeah.
try and keep the cost down. But it's just shit. You can't do it. Harnesses in a daily car, are fucking
Nah.
awful.
Even
So-
driving that Lotus, you lent it to me as a daily car,
The Elise.
and I borrowed it because at the time my girlfriend liked it. And I was like,
Yeah.
and I turned up in
Impressor.
one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, after 3 days, we were both like, "Should we give it back? should we get Lola back?" That's what the Audi's called, and we ended up. I was like, "How do you?" And you're like, "Yeah, it's painful."
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get what you mean. Having as a track car,
So I want a designated track car because I want to start going to the ring more and do more track days.
Uh huh.
The Cosy, the 3-door, I'd probably keep that, I think. I mean, by the time I do the M3, it's got to be worth about 45 grand with the V10 in it. Now, I really, really want a 458 Ferrari or a Hurricane, and they're
Yeah.
like 100 grand.
Yeah.
So I'd need to sell a couple of cars and finance the rest
Yeah.
and save up some money. Like, I just work. I'm not like made of money, so I'll have to work my ass off to buy
Well,
a
you do
car.
that anyway.
I do, but I
Yeah.
spread it out over loads of cars. So if I like thin the collection right down,
Yeah.
that's probably where I'd go.
I want a nice daily car.
Hmm.
Like the Mark IV is going to be not a daily because I've got a daily, but a nice car I can go out of a weekend or wherever. That would be the Mark IV.
Uh huh.
The Cortina is going to be a road race car,
Yeah.
almost like a touring car, sort of with a stereo and a bit of carpet. Not a roll cage, but with a nutty engine in it. I ain't set on the engine yet. I don't know
Not yet.
what this EcoBoost thing we're going down. It might even be that would be the better way of doing it. or
Yeah.
the
I
5
think
pot.
bang for buck. I think they're a good compromise for like.
The engine that I was going to
reliability and
put in
things
it,
like
I've
that.
had for a long time, and I don't think that's going to.
The thing is, like, you'd want everyone always wants to go down the Cosy route, but they're like fucking 10 grand for an engine that needs
This is the
rebuilt.
thing,
So
innit?
like, they're all shit,
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
And as much as I love my 3-door, like, it needs a full engine rebuild. Now, if I do that, I have looked at like trying to buy a head and things like that, and they were skimmed to death, and mine's been skimmed to death. I've had
There's nothing left.
Fuck all, the valves were hitting the pistons when I first
Yeah.
bought it. I was like, it sounds a bit tappety. Parked it up, didn't think about it, and then I thought I better get my car ready for the ring. Drove it from one house to another, and then realised like it's a bit too loud actually. I never drove the car when I bought it. Whipped the head off thinking it weren't going to be that bad, and it was just kissing the pistons because it'd been skimmed so many times. So I've had to spend loads of money buying an expensive head gasket, a real thick one, to save it because heads that need rebuilt are 3 grand.
Are they?
And then I still have to use my own cams in there.
Yeah.
Blocks, about the same kind of money for a 205 block. If I want the stronger 200 block, you're looking at 5. Where I can buy a custom Smith & Jones engine, they're like 12 grand. they're all singing, all dancing again. But then I've got to buy pistons, crank.
Yeah.
Crackhead money,
You're
innit?
talking
Yeah.
20 grand for for a long block, like head complete, block complete.
Yeah.
Then I've got ancillaries, so I wouldn't want to use. I've got like a level 6 ECU, which is off a later SAF. I wouldn't want to use it. I'd want to go custom. Then I want.
Is that frowned upon to do things like that?
What, in Cozzies?
Yeah.
Nah.
No, they don't. It's not. You don't have to keep them like.
If you've got an RS 500, you'd keep it to original spec as possible, because
Yeah.
then you're punching over 100 grand. Black 3-door 500 recently sold for 86, but it was real modified.
Yeah.
Really nice spec, but was modified, and that's why that went cheaper. So it's gone reverse now. So whereas back in the day, if you were selling a modified car, you'd sell that easier than a standard
Yeah,
car.
you would, yeah.
Because some fucking idiot like me spent all their money doing it all, making it the best it could be, and then flog it, and you get a touch. Now everyone wants original on stuff that's worth loads of money.
Yeah, yeah.
But you've also got to watch out for, I would say, there's like a 30-year cycle. So cars that are now 30 years old, we all grew up with and we all like lust after. Our kids aren't. They're going to be like, fuck, I ain't getting it now, piece of shit. My daughter she's like, oh, you're going to take the Back to the Future car? I'm like, wash your fucking mouth out before I cut your tongue out. So
Luke's
to her,
car's a GTR.
right, yeah, but you're lucky. He's okay with that. But
Yeah,
the
but
kids
that's-
of that generation aren't interested in 90s hot hatches.
Yeah.
So the value of the cars aren't going to keep going up. They're
No,
going to
that's-
roll down.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
So you've got your 30-year turnarounds. The
Yeah.
stuff that they're going to want when they're our age will be of that period then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
His
you're
car
right.
now, that if his dream car that he wants, whereas mine would have been a Mark 1 Escort,
Yeah.
his is now a GTR, like I don't know, they're not new, but
No,
You know,
I get that. Yeah.
you know, and that would be the car he want. He won't. He might because he's seen me with them, but I
Yeah.
don't think he will. If he could get a car, it'd be that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it all cycles round. Like
watched-
Mark 1 Escorts have dropped in value.
I've watched it with the classic Porsches that I used to build. Like restoration started at 100 grand up, and the guys that were buying them were in their 60s that wanted certain models of 911s and 356s. And
Are we still filming?
if they,
Oh.
are we? All right. I thought we were just waffling away.
I thought we were just chatting.
Um,
All right, okay.
Yeah, the guys that wanted like certain 911s were of like double our age or like in their 60s and stuff, and the guys that were buying 356s or the odd rare early 911s, they were using them as like savings.
Yeah.
You can buy and
Yeah.
sell a
Did one of
second-hand
you
car.
had a 356?
No,
I'm
No.
sure there's a picture of one of you driving one, isn't there?
me.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I used to
It
build
wasn't
them.
yours, though?
No,
Oh, right, okay.
No, I used to build them.
I
yeah.
wish.
Oh, beautiful, aren't
They're
they?
big money
yeah,
as well.
Yeah,
Big
Yeah.
money. But the thing is, they're like, you can buy and sell a car of like 200 grand, pay no tax on it.
Mm.
Do it for a house, you get stung.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that's how these guys do things like that.
It's good if you can put them somewhere and just forget about them.
If you've got the money to buy a car like that, you're not short
No,
of money
this
to
is
store
it.
it, so
Yeah,
they're not bothered.
Yeah.
There's a few in there, people that I know that are doing it
Mm-hmm.
and they have got money.
It's like
and
anything, isn't
business people and
it? Yeah.
Yeah, there's
You-
probably
you-
more money in that than there is in stocks and
and
shares
they're,
and stuff.
they're
so-
buying cars that you wouldn't believe, Panteras, RS 500s.
Yeah.
do you
We
know what I
managed
mean?
to source a deal for a 901, which I think there was like 6 ever produced. Porsche made the 901 before the 911. The reason why it changed to 911, Peugeot threatened to sue Porsche.
Oh, that's right. I heard that.
So we bought a 901 off Magnus Walker
Mm-hmm.
for the company I used to work for, which is now stuck in Cranfield, due to be restored.
Is it?
So that's like a rare car
Yeah, I
with
think
a lot
that's
of money
probably
to the
worth
right
a shitload.
person. Yeah. So if you're into your old cars and you want to invest in something that, in theory, should go up through the roof,
Mhm.
that's such a low production number car that's going to go through the roof.
Yeah. Even the is it the 914?
Mhm.
Remember that looked like a bit like a Fiat, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They used to be able to pick them up dead cheap because it was basically a VW, wasn't it?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. But I see one of them go the other day for stupid money because you
And
don't
if-
don't see them.
No,
You know.
916 was the 6-cylinder version, wide arches.
Mm.
They're worth a fortune. I remember looking back at fucking Max Power magazines for a 912. So a
Yeah.
4-cylinder 911, because that was like the poverty spec one, for like 5 grand.
Yeah.
60 grand now.
Is it?
If
Unless-
only we knew
We've
what
got a
cars
Max
were worth.
Power magazine down there, haven't we? And we were scrolling through the back pages of it, and it's
It's
great.
disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so good. It's some of the cars that are going for set like they're probably worth 60 grand now, and they're going for like 2.5 grand. And you're like,
I love it. When you read the adverts, it's like 1 or 2 owners, full service history, like 3 grand.
yeah, that.
Here we go.
And I bet you've had half of them as well.
Pretty
I bet we
much.
have. No, I've never had a Yaris. I've had those. I used to buy those, the Fiat Puntos.
GT
1.2,
turbos.
1.28 valves. And I used to love buying them because I'd buy them with broken timing timing belts.
Yeah, and just chuck a belt on them.
Non-interference engines, put
Yeah.
a belt on it for £8 and then it would run. And then flog it, yeah. That Evo, that's one, the Lancer Evo. I always liked those.
But the
Never
thing
had
is,
one.
25 years ago, I was welding them back then.
Oh, so
Because
no.
they were
Really?
rotten. Yeah, a lot of cars.
Is this for your phone? Oh, I
Yeah.
can't
Do
Do you
remember
remember
that.
those? Yeah.
God.
I still say that now. If someone loses signal and they get cut off, and I call them back or they call me back, first thing I say is, "Did you run out of credit?"
Yeah.
Everyone always laughs.
Only a certain age, because they won't
Yeah.
get out. Why do they? It starts getting a bit pornographic towards the end.
Yeah,
doesn't
they're
it?
a bit sort. Is it just that one page?
I always imagine them having like loads of like.
There was sometimes.
adverts.
There
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
Renault 5 Turbo. That just,
I remember growing up on Healings when I first moved to Healings from Essex, and there wasn't car magazines. Max Power weren't about nothing.
No.
It was Street Machine.
Street Machine,
Do you
yeah,
remember that?
yeah, and mini truck as well.
yes,
There was
the
a mini truck
RS
like that.
1800. Green, blue, flake paint.
Because I remember, like,
105K.
they were my first car mags that I'd, like,
Yeah,
save my
mine.
pocket money up and doing,
Mm.
like, shitty jobs around the house to do.
Yeah.
So I could buy a car magazine and just look at it.
RS 2000 Mark 5, 2,800 quid. It's cheap, innit?
E30s. H-Reg cab.
MI16.
My old man had one of them.
It's Jamie's car.
Or over 200.
There you go. Escort Cosy, K-Reg, 4,200 quid.
Yep.
Escort Cosy, 4,000.
You're lucky if you can get one for 60 grand now.
That's
Quid.
mad, isn't it? We only had the time machine. You'd make a lot of money, wouldn't you?
There's an Escort Cosy on eBay for 35 grand needs basically a full restoration for 35 grand.
Is it?
Yeah.
What year
Mallard
is this?
Green.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so was that the Monte Carlo one?
No.
No.
Did we not work on that at PTS? That'll come in, well, it come in at PTS. I don't think I worked on it.
I think it was something similar. Same wheels, same orange. I don't think it was that one.
Honda Civic.
though.
What year is this? Where's the... It's a 2004.
Oh, there. 09.
2004.
Oh, okay.
2004. So that Escort Cosy would be how old? K-Reg, 93. 11 years old.
Yeah. What do you reckon is the car nowadays to buy that's going to do something similar to that?
I
I don't think there is.
No, we was talking about it a little while ago.
I mean, there was a big hype about the Yaris's, but I think that's a flash in the pan. They're like the GR Yaris's.
yeah.
I think, and you look at the blokes buying them, they're all like our age,
Yeah.
with like businesses behind them, and they've bought them as like fun little hacks or whatever. Or the guys that are modifying them are like our ages, throwing huge amounts of money at them.
Mm-hmm.
I think
They're not
yes,
like-
the RS is like the Mark 1 Focus RS, but again now that's still big money. But I think we've missed the boat on it.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah, one of
not
my mates
that
is selling
long
one of those.
ago.
I think it was about 30 grand for it. I
Not
think.
that long ago, they weren't that much money. So
Mm.
maybe if you sort of bought them up.
Here's a little trivia.
Okay.
I've done prototype work on them.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did, didn't you? Yeah, at Tickford's.
Tickford
wow.
Engineering, yeah.
Well, on the RS?
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to
They
see
were
them.
left-hand drive Spanish cars with like brown, beige cars, the prototype cars, and we were like bolting fiberglass arches to them,
Really?
messing around for offsets on wheels, stuff like that. Yeah, like the early engines were done.
They always used to come out, and the test drive road was the Black Horse Hill, wasn't it? And the amount of times you'd be driving down there, and one would come past you and then detonate and smoke. And
When
bits
they
of
were
it.
just, because we'd done all the prototype work on them and they looked literally as they are now,
Right.
then the factory in Germany was obviously all commissioned to run the whole run. And the two prototype cars that were meant to be used for display purposes were coming back from Daventry, both cars following each other, both cars ended in the ditch.
Did they? Racing each other?
Yeah, of course they were. Obviously, they said it was like a spillage on the road. but
Yeah,
no, they
a
were
deer
clearly
ran out in
racing.
front of us.
Yeah.
Both of us at the same time.
The other funny story when I worked there was Racing Pumas got nicked. There was 5 of them got nicked, and there's loads of funny stories in the press about it. The actual thing that happened is, I'm not going to mention the guy's name, but a certain guy went in because his Audi failed the MOT on rust, pulled the cars out, left the keys in the cars, whether it was in an ignition or behind the sun visor, left them in the cars, welded his car up, and then realised the cars were gone. I can't remember if it's 2 or the 3 of the cars ran out of petrol on the industrial estate, literally by the end of the road, and 2 of them never got found again.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a wide arch one?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were worth a bit
They're
of
big
money now.
money now. We should
Yeah.
find one that isn't rotten.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the official thing that happened because I worked there at the time. But when, on the press, it was
You
like
had
they
it.
got
Did
stolen.
you get that welded done?
Wasn't me.
You heard it
I
here
don't
first.
think. I mean, it's hard to sort of predict it. But I can't see anything out there in today's market that's with being threatened with you know, if you own a petrol or diesel car, tax is going to go through the roof. I
Yeah.
can't see anything because they are going to bring an end to this.
They
It's
have to,
over
don't they?
40 years tax thing.
Yeah.
That will just stop. I
I can't see that happening because there are so many people.
There are so many
Still-
guys that have come out the woodwork.
No, but you're limited because when they've done the scrappage scheme, so much got scrapped.
Yeah, it did. didn't
Well,
it?
there's
And they're
still
still
fields,
sat there. Yeah,
still sat
cars
there.
are still sat there doing
Yeah,
nothing.
I watch videos on TikTok.
Yeah.
Of people just walking around. There's things.
Filming.
And obviously, they can't ever leave there though, can they?
They are owned by a scrapyard,
Is
it?
car breakers.
Yeah.
They bought all the rights to, or they paid into this scrap. They were part of something to do with the scrappage scheme.
It
It
breaks
was
your heart,
their
doesn't it, when you
idea.
see what actually went.
But so those cars will come off. So when you ring that place, say I want a rear bumper for a Mark II Golf GTI, I'll go, yeah, we've got that.
No, right, okay.
That's how it is, which is, I suppose, sort of keeping the
It
cars
does.
that are on those
Keeps
fed.
on the road,
But there
doesn't
are
it?
cars there that you don't see.
Mm.
So it's, yeah.
Breaks your heart. Right, we're in the air because I think all these batteries are running out.
Getting low.
Yeah. Right, so thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, do whatever he normally says. We got merch available that nobody can seem to buy at the moment because I've not sorted that out. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next Tuesday, hopefully. Right, thanks very much, guys.
Cheers, mate.
That's wicked.